Okay, so we're going to set straight some facts real quick, like canonical facts of stuff. Given the mini arc course of events that we've been taking, uh, someone disappeared, and we're going to, because my head canon is actual game canon. After the dinner, you guys were taken out by your respective caravans or carriages. Instead of going one way or the other, uh, kind of went together for a little while. In the Nexus Dominarium carriage, where they were being led by Anastasia, the one of the three vampiresses of Castle Ravenloft. She was going to escort Irina and company to the mountains to find Ismark. However, it is late at night, almost midnight by the time we wrapped up dinner and things. Anastasia is all ready to go. The party is not. You guys are not creatures of the night. You guys needed rest. So Anastasia said, annoyingly, agreed that fine, not today. We're not going to go traveling in the middle of the night up this snowy mountain where no one can see shit, and not without proper rest. So she stopped short of the mountain and said that she will return in the evening. Take your day's rest to do what you need to do. She'll be back just after sunset to escort the group early evening instead of super late in the middle of the night. The Companions of Fate group had a small detour in Valaki to pick up some gear that they picked up from a slain aboleth. And then we'll just say through sending of messages and whatnot, you guys eventually reconvened together to camp out in one place and went on to your little mini adventures of stuff. Like, well, we have the day to do stuff until the parties need to do their own agendas, in which you still are figuring out kind of what to do. So, morning came. Those that woke up super early and were very restless decided to go to the village of Barovia to go see what's going on down there, and came to the conclusion that the powerful mystical wish granting urn that Ferda and Keskion are after, that Shorezi doesn't have it. It's in Strahd's castle somewhere. And that there is this church order that moved in, the Priests of Osibis, which, after a tense battle of multiple paralysis from stabs, eventually killed a bunch of members, including their head priest. Rooted them out, or at least killed them, and then ran, for who knows how many other members are still residing in the town. That group left the village of Barovia with some stuff that they picked up, a dagger and a ritual book of the Priest of Osibis, as well as a ring. Then the groups reconvened, and then we split off into two other ventures. One group went north, or rather a bit north, but either way, went west to the Wizard of Wine's winery to follow up on an old request from the Marketov family to figure out what's going on with the land. Why is it not, like, the major towns and villages have not been receiving their usual shipment of wine? Things are going wrong. the group that went to investigate it found evil vegetation and creatures and druids that were besieging the winery, trying to find some item, and we will have an in-character discussion about all of this stuff. And laid an attack to the winery to reclaim it, have taken out the druids that resided there, and met up with the patriarch of the Marketov family, Davian Marketov, who is going to be coming back with you, since we wrapped up the winery now only because of attendance, that we're like, all right, we're just ending at part 2, no part 3, because honestly, going after the druids is its own big thing, because it's a whole different location. We're just gonna cut the winery there, because at this point you guys have cleaned out the winery. There's not much to do at the location, and I will let you guys know what the conclusion of that whole storyline is when we bring it up. While that group was doing some winery business, the other group went after this monster that was attacking people on the road, attacking Vistani and Barovians alike. Met up with the dwarf Smith of Vallaki, played by Jack, who accompanied the group to attack vulture bears and this Oni, and then eventually these other undead, and finally a large, powerful demon that died in 2 rounds, because fuck you guys. And grab some other magical items of interest pertaining to various other things going on in the world of Barovia. With the 2 groups concluding their ventures, it is just after like noon, maybe 1 p.m., where we're going to reconvene again for the camp luncheon. Welcome to Camp Barovia. You get your merit badges.
Yay.
In that time, Matt, I'm going to have a little... We're going to figure out some things with you now, because everyone else has been out doing stuff. Is all of this currently making sense, what's been going on?
Yeah, pretty much. Like 2 parallel adventures.
Yeah. So, Alterok has been pretty much kept here in camp, maybe as a, like, hey, look out after our stuff. If you don't want to go adventure, we'll, someone needs to stay behind at least to watch our stuff and at least have a point of reconnaissance, whatnot.
Also to keep an eye on this like creepy thing. Like you should watch that. I don't trust it.
What's wrong with Piddlewick?
The what thing? Oh, Tiddlewick. Or Piddlewick.
I don't trust it.
Piddlewick's our friend.
Great friends.
He's skeevy though.
I have a feeling my bagman might be slightly creepier than Piddlewick now.
Your bagman's adorable, and I love him.
My bagman.
We will get to you guys in a moment. Matt, what would be some activities or interests that Alterok would have been wanting to do while stationary here in camp for the morning, if any?
A shit ton of working out.
You get your morning calisthenics done because, well, you currently discovered you have a rival amongst Ferda, at least in the athletic department.
Yes. And then I go climb a tree and then jump off of it, do a barrel roll, and then chop it down.
all those things you accomplish just fine. Is there anything you would like to do with, say, your holy symbol or things aligned to your faith? Other, I don't know, other ventures of character development or growth that you would like to figure things out?
I guess he would spend a lot of time meditating at night. Well, maybe not at night. Maybe in the morning. The morning would
All
make
you
more
had was
sense.
all you had was morning. As a party was going out to do stuff, they came back.
All I had was one morning. Is that all I had?
It's been one morning in game.
Oh, okay. So I spend the morning because it's the symbol of the Morning Lord. So I'm spending the morning just kind of meditating with the symbol to try and kind of attune further into the power that's stored within. And yeah, that's what I do.
Can you make me, since you have all morning to do so, can you make me 3 religion checks?
Yes.
Yeah, early morning, you were too occupied with your calisthenics to really okay, adrenaline, too much adrenaline to really calm the mind a bit. But towards the late morning, you're like, okay, a little more in peace with your friends and companions, and maybe not friends of certain people. Have left you and Bryn here alone. And with the 16, you, the last time you conversed with the spirit within this holy symbol, you know that pretty much the way you can kind of determine the state of this item is it is dormant. It is waiting to be awakened. It did belong to a war priest of Lathander, and he was a adamant vampire hunter. It's not really a thirst for blood. It's more of it seeks a divine justice to the foul being that is undead, in particular vampires. With meditating on this, you get a brief glimpse from the constant overclouding of the skies of Barovia. Maybe the skies part just the tiniest bit, and there's the tiniest sunbeam comes down at you for a brief moment before you see the clouds kind of like wrap up tightly as if something snuffing out a light. But that glimmer of sunlight tells you that this holy symbol wishes to be used against vampires. Maybe that will be the kindling to the fire that is within it, such as the fire of a sun. And you just need to go vampire hunting, probably. And
did you say I need to go vampire hunting? Is that what you said?
Go after undead and other creatures that sunlight is its main enemy. Because right now you have the ability to hold vampires to,
Cool.
Basically paralyze a vampire. So maybe doing something like with that and follow up on that could eventually like level up your item.
Ah, cool.
And there is also this strange flash of memory that gets in your head for a moment. And you're not exactly sure why, but the face of Irina shows up in your memory, but not of Irina as you know her now, but like an older version, a past self maybe. Just there's a connection of this item to her, and you're not exactly sure what that means yet. You just can sense this bond between her and this item. As noon is approaching, both groups start arriving. We'll just make it easy. Everyone arrives all together. Hooray! The group arrives from the winery from the north, and the other group arrives from the monster hunt earlier from the Vistani camp from the east. And eventually, Alterok, you start to hear the footsteps of your companions starting to come forward, and you all return back to camp with loot in hand, questions probably to ask, and you're all pretty starving. And we'll just say for the time being that Bryn was preparing lunch anyway, so there we go. And that's just what she's going to be doing, occupying herself with food.
Greetings, friends.
Did you enjoy your morning?
It was splendid. I'm sorry, what did you say, Zoe?
Why are you so shiny?
I've been spending the morning working out and attuning to this holy symbol. It's been great.
Lucy just sniffs the air like, you should shower.
No. The glistening is part of his charm.
Yes, I'm always shiny.
He's also always stinky, so we've become attuned to it.
I start to press the digitation. You will be clean. You now smell like lilacs and roses, just by the way.
I'm gonna need a muscle pose while being bathed.
Maybe next time.
I'm gonna do this a little differently for you guys as approaching without all these jokes. We're gonna start with the monster hunting group. Your mic is not picking you up. You gotta get closer.
Oh, I muted it
Oh, okay.
because you were talking, and yeah.
Fair enough. So, monster hunting troop. That is Velathor, Seraphina, Poppy, Lucia. Your other companion is not present because he returned back to Vallaki. The four of you return back. How visually, how does Alterok see you for return?
My clothing is singed, and I look like, I feel like Lucy would have cleaned herself up on the way. But like all my clothing is singed, as if like I was set on fire.
I look pretty okay, but I'm holding a new bag in my arms, kind of just bouncing back and forth with excitement.
Feeding it cookies.
So some of my hair is burned away. I've got blistering on my left arm. I've got scabbing on like my leg. Half of my armor is like ashed. It's nice and crisp. I'm not very happy. Oh, and did we stop by that bridge for me to grab that other demon, the one that was faking being the human's corpse that we were trying to stake?
The large Oni?
Yeah.
Sure. I would say between. Yeah, you guys are fine. Between both your summons, honestly, like you guys can just like have a whole posse just bringing it.
Sweet. Yeah, I plop that bitch right down in front of him, and I go, halfway mark.
Let me find that monster real quick.
I honestly don't remember how much damage I took, so
It's all good. This is only going to count as a short rest, by the way. Just
Insert SpongeBob meme here.
Yep. One short rest later. So yeah, so like this whole behemoth, and I'll just let's turn him on his side because he's dead now, resting on a fire. Yeah. So this large, blue-skinned, basically giant, but with like a grinning, demonic face, horns, claws, pretty cut up. I believe there was like a huge gash in its skull from one of your guys' weapons. I forget how the finishing blow happened, but pretty fucking messed up.
I think he had like 3 different finishing blows.
Yeah.
So
it was a whole JRPG finishing blow kind of move.
I think me and the dwarf, what was his name, Jack was playing, we basically swung from opposite directions and pincered him on the edge of a bridge, and then Poppy popped in and like ripped his throat out.
Oh yeah. So it's like there's no throat to him. Got to keep the face. So yeah, he's here. Speaking of Poppy, how is Poppy looking coming back from all of this?
Poppy doesn't look any worse for wear, really. This is another normal day in the life of Poppy Overhill. She looks pretty satisfied, but she does occasionally glance warily at the bagman bag, because it's kind of creepy and I feel like a little too dangerous compared to how Seraphina's been treating it.
Classic.
Also, be right back. My dinner's ready.
Fair enough. And then the winery group. So, winery group. Given that we are not continuing with part 3 to wrap things up, here's the aftermath of what's happened. Right after we left off, and this actually plays really well of Keskion missing too, so sorry Tim to do this to you. The other players know what I'm doing a little bit. Grabbing the stuff you got, Davian eventually calls you guys' attention, and when you guys look out, the numerous swarms of blights stop facing you as in an attention, and more like turn their attention to the south, as you can feel the ground thumping, and you see the trees rustle, the trees move, like the tops of the trees are moving across the tree line, and that's when you realize it's not just, small plant people that move. these large tree behemoths are also coming towards you all, with numerous druids behind them. And that's when you guys just decide, like, we gotta go. And Davian wanted to stay and fight to the last breath for his winery, but with, I assume, Freda just picks him up and grabs the old man, and you just haul ass. Eventually you leave far enough from the place with a crystalline I had to fix what I said before. While it is crystalline, it's not mobile, so you had to break something off. We're going to say it's the head is with you, and you were given full permission, like, yeah, the head's fine. So you guys have a crystal head with you that still has its sentience with it. You take that, you haul ass out. In that time that you guys were coming, Keskion passes out. And Terexis doesn't know what to do. And you're like, we just gotta get back to camp. We gotta talk to other people, see what they can do about this. So, winery group, how do you all approach?
I'm just going to assume I'm the one carrying the skull because I don't think I'm strong enough to actually haul a person.
No, Ferda definitely has the unconscious Keskion easy. Well, yeah, because Keskion's unconscious, which therefore means Krieg is gone. So otherwise, Krieg would hold her. So yeah, Ferda, you're holding Keskion. Eventually, the Davian will carry himself after seeing that it's all for naught. So he is with the group, and I will just show his quick handouts to everybody. So we see Davian Marketov. Everyone saw the handout? All right, cool. So, yeah, Davian Marketov is with the group. And Ferda, while Keskion is unconscious, she is still holding that staff, and the staff is also still connected, if you remember what I said last time about it. So.
She's attuned.
Yes. So we see the group returning back, while the monster group has come back with a body, a large, giant, demon, fiendish body, and, burns to hell for it. They're all still on their feet. Winery group doesn't look great. Keskion's unconscious, slumped over Ferda's shoulder, and yeah, so that's that. How's Ferda looking?
Rough, but not too bad.
Carry on.
Okay, well, go ahead, Ferda, if you got something.
I'm good.
Okay, it looked like you were about to say something.
It's been a morning.
All right, well, I'll see them all coming up, and I'll be like, so you said you're carrying Keskion, the noble dude's walking on his own, and Irina has the skull, just a skull. What kind of skull is it?
It's a crystal skull.
All right, I'm immediately focused on that crystal skull, and while staring at it the whole time, I'm gonna be like, "What did you do to Keskion?" I realized I was muted. What the hell? What the hell did you do to Keskion? Who the hell is that guy? Tell me about this skull. And I will walk straight up to the skull and investigate it immediately.
I'm gonna notice all the. Oops. Oh, I just want to notice all the shiny bits on this gentleman walking up, and like, ooh, nice teapot. Ooh, what are the things on his shoulder? I'm gonna eye those.
As you're approaching and like doing stuff, the old man, like one hand still in his cane, the other hand waves up. It's like, hold on. I mean you all no harm. They're friends. They're your friends, right?
Yes.
If Erda says we're friends, we're friends. Who are you, though?
It's Davian Martikov. He's the patriarch.
Oh, did you guys see any of the Marketop?
No, just him. But the winery has fallen, I guess.
Explain.
We did what we could. I would not be alive if it weren't for your friends here.
Wait, but we have business at the winery. Also, what?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, what happened? What did you encounter?
It's been overrun by druids and their creations.
kind of-
Actually, we took down one of the druids that was controlling all of these blights, like twig creatures. And funny enough, Keskion has been holding the staff, and I guess he has an army, or she has an army now. Which I guess that's the only explanation I can think of why she's unconscious. Something with this staff.
The staff has attached itself to her and seems to be feeding on her life force.
Oh, that's concerning. Can I use detect? Well, detect magic just tells me.
Identify would be
Yeah, that's the one I want to use.
Yeah. So this is entirely a short rest, right? So like while this session might be 3 hours because lots of banter in between stuff, it's not going to be an accurate 1 hour rest. If you're going to do that, we will pause on the casting of it and come back to it later because it's you effectively could only cast it 6 times.
Yeah. That's fair.
But you know what? There's no real need for it because like you guys know the information about stuff anyway. So here you go.
Yay!
So this staff of this blackened wood, spongy, it has like this ashy smoke that emits from the top of it as if it was like a put out torch. While Keskion is holding it in one hand, these two like vine-like tendrils have grown out of the staff and are like embedded in her wrist and kind of like squirm and twitch on occasion.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, Keskion's wrist is a little bleeding there, but it's not bleeding heavily, as if like it's being somewhat absorbed a bit.
And we know it's absorbing her health? Or like her
Make
Stuck in her life force.
we
It looks like that.
we can say, hey Irina, in this time, since Tim can't make it, and this is a new development I'm putting on the spot, make me a premeditated medicine check that you would have done anyway. You know.
Check them.
This regular or advantage?
We'll say advantage because Torexis would have helped you out because she's also a healer of sorts. Bam. So her wound from where she is punctured, like it is straight to the veins of the on the wrist there. It's you can gather that it is drinking the blood, but not at any alarming rates that it is going to be a... Oh, wolves are around. It's not going to be at an alarming rate that Keskion's life is in immediate danger. But as you've been walking from the nearby winery, the blights give way and don't make any motion towards Keskion. And that's how you mainly got out of the area. But at the moment, she is unconscious because not from blood loss or anything. She passed out from the shock of like, oh god, this is in my veins. And just passed out.
Classic.
And then Creek's like, wait, no. And then he disappears. So yeah, she is passed out from shock, not from blood loss.
After like looking over the staff, Lucio would also like to ask Berta, like, "Are you okay?"
Well, I'm alive. We all are alive. So that's something.
I adore you for always trying to be positive. But are you okay? Like
We
earlier. Sorry.
Yep. I just wanted to keep a promise. And didn't work.
What was the promise?
No, we promised to help the winery get back on its feet. But I failed.
Marketov, quick question. Would you say that Berta has failed in helping you and your family? Would you say that she failed, or are you thankful that you are still here, and would you count that as a win?
I wouldn't say we've won. The winery's lost. It'll only be a matter of time.
But it could be reacquired.
If the druids were rooted out, yes.
And you are alive to take part in doing so. Thanks to them.
Oh, and he perks up a bit. If it's a fight, I shall fight next to you. And he twists the top of his cane, and it there's a click, and it's basically a cane sword, and there's like a silver short sword end to one end that he like whips out a little bit. Not with any experience, like no fancy sword work here, but like he has a weapon that he can use for himself, and he clicks it back and then rests back on it. It's like, oh, my feet.
Those when I'm old.
Ferda, it seems to me that what you have gained was not failure, but rather vengeful determination.
You have
How you
more
apply that
opportunities
is up
now.
to you.
Mistake. I am all for going back and trying again.
We did also
It's just
find this thing, and he points to the crystal skull.
true.
I
Didn't
could chop
expect
some
that.
trees.
Yeah, you tell me what check I need to roll. I'm rolling it. I'm staring at this skull the whole fucking time. In fact, wait, let me think. Hold on.
Just make it talk to him.
Yeah, since you said it was sentient. We have more fun.
Detect
friends.
thoughts.
So after the winery, as you guys are going, the skull has not really talked to you guys at all. Like it said its piece, and you're like, okay, you have it now. You have your information. With detect thoughts, though, the first surface thoughts are, it's just repeating itself of, reclaim my heart, become whole. Reclaim my heart, become whole. Just over and over again in a soft whisper.
What do you guys know of this skull?
She introduced herself as the Huntress, I think.
The hunter from the story?
Yes.
Her heart has been taken, and so have her sisters.
Wait, okay.
The Druids have it.
Tell me exactly what she said to you. Tell me.
The Druids have her heart.
All she said,
She wants her heart back. It's quite simple.
Now he has to return the heart to Te Fiti. I'm sorry, but all I think about is Moana.
Okay. I will address the skull. Great Huntress. Do you know where your sisters lay?
Can you talk to it like Shakespeare, please? Like you're holding it.
She said she didn't know.
The duration of detect thoughts just lets you know the same. Reclaim my heart to become whole.
Okay, guys. Let me explain. If what you're saying is true, and the things I'm interpreting are true, then that means that the three goddesses, if you don't know the tale, I'll explain it to you in a second, but there's three goddesses. They ruled this land in the past. They were all taken over. Now, we discovered that there were three pools associated with old ritual circles where they used to be. Now, also, we found that Baba Lysaga owns one of the hearts. One of these hearts was cut from the goddess, which is currently being controlled. And
Quick pause. So I anticipated this. May I bring everyone's attention to the bottom right corner? You may write on these, doodle as you wish. on these parchments on the map above. You know, you got the paint marker, you got the text marker.
Wait, where?
Do you not see the map?
Is it in the black space?
Yeah.
I see the map, but
Do you not see it?
Scroll over to the right. The black space should come up as space. But
'tis dark.
Hmm.
Cannot see.
Cannot see.
Cannot see. Blind. Blind I am.
I see it.
Okay, now it appeared.
Okay, wrong
I
layer.
see.
There are lots of wolves out tonight.
Okay.
You guys are camping on the wolves in the woods.
It's quite scary.
If they come, it's dinner. That's fine.
I don't want wolf for dinner again.
Wolf is
I miss
tasty.
pheasant.
All right, so instead of rambling, you want me to just start typing things in this?
No. I'm just saying that the right side of the map is for you guys to write stuff out, do the little marker freehand thing, and just like doodle on it. Like, we should go here. You know, this is where you guys like bust out the map and start like writing notes everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
You know, you all are free to do as you wish.
Where
How
are
do you
we
delete
on this
stuff?
map?
On the map, I will say you guys are, because you guys left the castle, did the stuff, do. So like you guys are like here, and these wood. I hate that Roll20 changed to like I can't change my color. Can you guys change your character colors? I don't know. You guys are here.
Yeah.
You guys are here in this X. I can't do it. It's not letting me.
I am purple.
Okay. Well, the red X is where you guys are.
Okay. And Sierra Falls from here is
It's that bridge over there.
okay. And the winery is where on here?
Very far west. You'll see like a little grape icon. It's south of Kreslik.
Okay. I see it.
And Irina Ferda, from your interrogations with the one druid you captured, you know that the druid's home base is south of the winery, on their hill that they call Yester Hill.
Okay. All right. So we know that there are 3 circles of stone associated with the goddesses. It used to be prayer areas for them, right? They were sources of power for the goddesses. The goddesses were killed. They were killed when you-know-who took over, right? Okay. Now, in our travels, our struggles, our visit to the swamp, we found there was a witch, a baba, an evil one, that we don't like. Don't trust her. If you ever go there, don't do it. She needs
Kill
to
Baba.
die eventually. Baba Lysaga, her home moves. Her home beats. It has a heartbeat. Odd heartbeat. That I have at another time connected that heartbeat to the circle of power, which was corrupted after the goddesses were killed. Now, those are being utilized in some form or fashion to fuel either you-know-who, to either enhance his power or the other beings that control this land, right? I'm not sure which direction it goes. It either goes to him or it goes to the other beings. Anyways, now, there are 3 goddesses, 3 circles, 3 circles of stone. I have found 2. I don't know where the 3rd one is. Now, if what you're saying is true and this is the skull, then she needs her heart. And if we can acquire her heart, we can resurrect the goddess. Now, if we can resurrect the goddess, that's a step in the direction.
Have we been up the mountain yet?
We have
No.
not been to the mountain.
They said the mountain goddess.
Did you tell me the thing about the hill?
Yesterhill?
Speak to me of Yesterhill.
It's where the druids are. They've got this really nasty tree.
It's where the
This
staff gets
staff.
power.
Yeah.
Did you see the hill? Was there a circle of stones?
We weren't there yet.
Yeah, we
But that
had
would be
to
the next
leave
step.
rather abruptly.
We owe the druids a visit.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Also, do you know a man named Owen?
Owen? Do it. Me, DM to player. Who's Owen?
Yeah,
Hold on,
who's
I might have the name wrong. I found a thing in my notes, and then between unmuting myself, I think I deleted it by accident. I'm trying to bring all my shit back.
Oh, are you talking Irwin?
Erwin, that's the name. Yeah, I had notes that the whole reason that we were going to go there originally was because we were sent by this guy, and he said let them know that he sent us, and that would get us in the door, right?
Mm-hmm. That's my stepson.
Look at the gap.
I like the idea of going and finding druids.
Oh,
From what you all say, it sounds like I already won't like them.
oh, they can't be much worse than a demon. You know, I died today. I died today, guys.
Oh, of
I died
course
this
not.
morning.
You died?
I died this morning, guys. I did. I did die this morning. I died and I went to hell. I went to hell.
What? You collapsed, fell down, and we treated you, and you woke up. What do you mean you died? You didn't die. We didn't let you die.
I died. I went to hell,
Jeez.
and I saw my
Charles
friend.
is cackling. He's like, no. Not hell.
Yes, hell. I need to process this. Like, I feel fine. Like, I am honestly a-okay, and like, I reach into the back of holding. I pull out this like lovely fabric. I got this, and it like just
Charles
fabulous.
Charles grabbed your face. He's like, no. Not hell. The abyss.
Oh, you're right. I went to the abyss
Very
this
different.
morning, guys.
I get a little more interested. Hold on. No, you didn't. You're delusional.
No.
This
I
didn't
went to
happen.
Where would
Or
I get this? I had this when
The
I woke
liar?
up, and you didn't say anything. Like, you were just like, okay, she's awake. And there's like a random bundle of fabric in her arms. Don't care where she got that. We're just gonna like roll past it. Like, it didn't even matter. I died and I came back with this fabric. Well, it's actually a sheet. I went to my patron. I died this morning, guys, and I have never felt better because I
No.
passed my sanity save.
carry on. Tell me more. Tell me everything.
I died, and my patron, my prince, he said I needed to find. How do you say her name? How do you say is her name? How does that work? Where is it?
Shami Amurai.
Yeah, Shamiyamu. He told me I needed to save a woman, his daughter, Shami Amurai. Like, and I really wanted to share that because I have no idea how to do it, and if I don't do it, well, you know how patrons are, and I look at the two other warlocks. I look at Baelathor's like, you get it. You have to listen, you know. I don't know if there's.
Do you guys know that gif of like the Asian guy who like leans back with a mouthful of food and just gives a thumbs up? That's Terexis right now. It's like,
Yeah, I wanted to get that out. It was on my chest. I had to say it. There you go. That was all. And then like Lucy is very quiet.
I'll turn to the rest of the party. Did you guys know that she's a demon worshiper?
Yes?
Yeah.
I just cringe.
Just checking.
I know, it's a little weird being a demon worshiper and an Azamar. The best of both worlds, you know?
All I need to know is Lucy is a good friend, and that's it.
I protect my friends. Everyone else is just fodder for the fire, really. Matt, you're frozen.
Oh no.
Oh, and he's gone.
He's gone.
I thought he was just very disturbed by the news.
He's like, yeah, I had enough. Bye.
So, I'll turn to my party and be like, I told you she was not to be trusted.
You're a freaking thief.
You literally just said we're for fire.
Said we were friends. You
That you
don't
were tossing a
listen well.
fire.
You don't listen well, Vale.
I'm listening harshly to very important matters. There's a
You
goddess
are-
right there. There's a
Let's
demon
listen.
lord you're talking about. There's a weirdo over there, and you're talking to me about throwing me in a fire. I don't want to hear it.
All y'all are weird. As I sit and see if my bag will eat another thing.
What are the halflings doing?
Eating.
Fair enough.
All that
I sit
excitement
by
this
Poppy
morning.
and like watch this unfolding. Sorry, Poppy.
Yeah, all the excitement this morning, we missed second breakfast, so like we gotta make up for that now.
Okay.
But yeah, mostly eating and watching what everyone's talking about.
Can, as a seasoned monster hunter and harvester of parts for her friend, can you make me a nature check for harvesting the Oni?
Is it a normal roll or advantage?
We can say Terexis is helping. She's like, ooh, just very interested in all this. Nice. 16. Okay, so with this mangled corpse of an Oni, you know that you could probably... So, technically he counts as a giant, so you would know his toes are valuable ingredients. They can be used for various giant-akin potions, elixirs, such as like potions of giant strength or increasing size, whatnot. His eyes could be taken as well. You know, you probably have like a little like cheat sheet that like Anya has given you of like, hey, if you find these things, find them and bring them to me. Oni eyes could be potentially used to craft potions relating to shapeshifting, like polymorph, possibly magic detections. There's various applications for it. And their teeth could also be used as magical implements. So you know that much just studying it over. It's like, all right. The hard bits and at least the eyes, because no one went for you didn't go for the eyes, thankfully. So you're like, okay, these parts are parts I can salvage, and then it just taking the time to do so. But the meat is not for eating. Just FYI.
Disappointing.
Why would you want to eat the blue demon?
Like blue crab.
We hunt monsters. We eat them. It makes us stronger. And blue crab.
Feast on your
Lucia
enemies.
just gives you a pointed look like, why? Don't eat that. She just stares at you thinking, don't eat that, and gestures to the lunch that Bryn, like, prepared. Like, real food. Corpse.
Okay. So, with that, is there anything else you guys wish to discuss, do?
I would like to... I want to know what's in... Go over the book. I want to know what's in both the magic and the ritual book.
So, Corey, I've added a bunch of stuff to it.
Beautiful.
And since it's been brought up, would you be so kind as to share this details, please?
Yes.
All right.
Give me a moment.
I like the wood ambiance, but I'm gonna get rid of these wolves.
Ooh. Too much howl.
Yeah, it's a little too much howl.
They're very active today.
Okay. Oh
Matt
boy.
disappeared.
All right. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, I had a couple more things I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Or we can handle this first.
However you wish. Go.
Both are good.
I know I'm scatterbrained, but I fixate on one thing at a time. So before we get to the book, Ferda and what was his name? My lord, good noble sir.
I'm no noble. Don't be so polite with me.
Did you guys discover, or do you know why the druids are interested in the Venery?
They're looking for the last gem heart thing.
So they
I don't know what it
have
is.
the heart, but they're
Stone.
looking for it?
They're looking for it.
Oh.
There was the one that Baba Lysaga has, and then I think the druids have the other one, and they're looking for the second one or the third one.
That's
druids.
That's correct.
So the reason we were going to go there originally is we had suspicions to believe that there was some form of cursed soul underneath the binary, and also that it was under attack. Do you know anything of a cursed soul? Could it perhaps be referring to the heart, or is it something else?
You see, my family has guarded the vinery for generations, and not just the winery grounds, but also what was buried underneath. We only know them as the winery gems. I don't know what they looked like until now. He gestures at the skull with the closest thing he can, like, he has this look like, I guess that's the gems. He's not, like, fully convinced yet, but he has no other thing to lean on. He's like, these gems are what have blessed this land, the grounds, to be ever fruitful. For our wine has been the jewel of the valley. And recently the druids have been more rambunctious as lately and have attacked the vinery. And with no assistance from my family, who have left me to the city life of Vallaki, they left me and my kin behind to defend. But now they are organized under something. And their little raids, their skirmishes have become too much. And as your friends here can attest, they have brought numerous blights with them.
And blights are tree people.
Yes. About your size. And that thing, and points to the staff that's attached to Keskion, seems to control them.
How upset would you be if we burned it?
Burned what?
Oh, why not? I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
I'd be very upset.
Okay, never mind.
Always with the fire.
I go back to eating.
Perhaps.
With the winery overrun, it's only a matter of time until they find it. At this point, I would just accept that they found it and plan around that.
Do you know if there was another skull as such at the vinery?
I did not even know there were skulls. This crystal being that was buried underneath the winery was the first I've ever seen of it.
A goddess skull's buried with a different goddess's heart.
Being that you're a native of this land, do you know anything about the legend of the Three Ladies?
As much as any Vistani fortune teller will tell you.
So, no location specific that might be holy to them.
I know Yester Hill is a sacred grounds for the druids. That is where their conclave resides.
Would you say there would be any hope of talking to these druids?
He'll look at Ferda and Irina.
No. They don't reason. They just attack.
Was it just the minions that came, or did either of you see any of the druids themselves?
When they first attacked us, we were just going down the road, minding our own business, and all of a sudden there were several blights and 3 druids.
They ambushed you.
Yes.
It was 2 druids.
Pretty sure it was 3, because we killed 2 of them and 1 ran away.
However many it was. 1 got away.
Irina, while you were at the winery, do you have any, flashbacks, or did you connect any of your past selves there?
Not particularly.
Okay. Curious. I like to think that Lucia keeps track of whether or not, you learn more about your past. So she has Strahd's diary, and she's like, okay. Just check.
Irina, this skull. I don't know what everyone's plan is with the skull, but you must keep it safe. You must keep it secret and safe. Do you
Can't
understand?
keep it a secret,
This is
right?
important. You must
It's not a
keep
secret.
it.
Everybody knows.
No, don't let them find out. You
Yeah.
must not let them find out. Now,
I look over to Serafina and Poppy, and mostly Serafina. Like, how do you manage this all the time?
I just shrug.
All right.
Irina, I believe, and I'll point over at Tarok, you may have some insight to something that we suspect was a particular item of your former, current, previous, spiritual, soon to be future past, maybe husband, lover boy. I can't help him. Maybe you can.
Soon to be past future self husband. What?
Lover boy.
Ever a charmer. Continue.
I'll point to Tarok. Oh, Tarok! You have not had a discussion, but perhaps you could ask her what she may remember of Pretty Boy's magical amulet thingy.
Maybe if she held it.
Irina, I've been attuning to this symbol this morning, and I caught a glimpse of you in my vision, and wondered if you knew anything of it.
I would just
Nice.
hold out my hand for it.
I pull it off, take it off, and hold it, put it in her hand.
Does anything happen?
Mm-hmm.
Make me a history check with advantage. Alterok, as you take off the holy symbol of Ravenkind and place it on her hands, it has the red gem on it. I'll just show it to people if that's cool with everybody.
Really down for some more sunshine, so.
Yeah. Remove it from everyone's journals. All players save. Show players. Boop. The holy symbol of Ravenkind. As you hold this item in your hands, the red gem in the center flares brightly. And Irina, your eyes flash white again in a similar flashback motion. You come to a scene of the castle interiors. You are holding this symbol in your hands. Everything is bright. The tall windows of Castle Ravenloft shine with sunlight, something you haven't seen in forever. And you hear like a commotion from outside this doorway. You are in an immaculate like bedroom. There's like a whole dressing mirror next to you, and when you like take a couple steps to like face it, you are in a pristine, very elegantly woven wedding dress. And you hear a knock on the door next to you of an old man who's like, Miss Tatiana, may I come in?
Am I actually controlling this, or is this like...
It's like a lucid dream.
Come in?
The door opens. You hear more the commotion seeping through the doorway. There's like a band rehearsing. People are like celebrating here, like drinks being poured. The familiar organ from when Strahd played it, but it's not like this somber, dark tone. It is like happy, celebratory music playing along with other instruments. This old man comes in fine like butler kind of attire. Comes in, he sees you, is like, "Oh, well, aren't you precious?" He's like, and then he sees you, and says, "Sergei would be. He's gonna be so happy." And he like comes over to see the medallion you're holding. And it's like, it's only fitting that you will give him his emblem of his station.
Oh.
No, come quick. Wait. Everyone's waiting, and just like gestures towards the door as like everything goes like slow motion, and you just fade out of it. Yeah, and you are gripping the symbol rather tightly. Alterok, you have your hand on top of the symbol. You felt the warmth of it, and now it's like receding a bit. And that's that.
Cool.
Irina, you know this symbol to be Sergei's at one point.
I was going to give this to him.
Elaborate, love.
It was part of our wedding ceremony.
Can I have a sanity save, please? By all means, keep talking. Without the +5, because Terexis is away. However, you are right next to Alterok, and he has the same aura. Alterok, I believe you have a +3 charisma score?
I don't remember. Let me see.
Look at your character sheet.
I believe you bumped it up to a +3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
+3.
Okay, so not +5, it'll be a +3 instead. So, hey, 15. That vision does not shake your sanity. That's all. However you feel about it is up to you.
I mean, at this point, she's just like quiet and kind of introspective.
Well, actually, I'll be right back.
Yep. So we went over what we found at the winery. next is the ritual book, right? Or do you have more questions, Dale?
Well, I'm not trying to do more talking than I need to, but if
You have to do all
everybody
the
is
talking?
satisfied with,
I want to know what's in the book. That was my question.
Oh yeah,
You have
let's
the
let's
book.
return to the ritual book.
So tell me what's in the book.
Okay, satisfied with my interest in the skull and that Irina is. I assume you carried it off with you when you went to go address Otarok, and you're going to keep it safe. And Ferda needs to sit down and have a meal and rest for a bit, and
Estelle needs to
doesn't
be
need to
put in
answer any
bed.
further questions. And the halflings are, of course, enjoying a meal and doing halfling things. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to halfling things. And as you're looking over my shoulder, we'll go and sit down and have a look at this book, and I start explaining. Because do you read? Is this in Abyssal or Infernal?
A mix of both.
Okay. Do you know either?
I know Celestial. And I know, shouldn't I know a second language? Because I'm a fiend warlock?
They don't give languages.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I know
Okay.
Celestial in common. I have no idea what the fuck
So
this
you're
book says.
useless to me. I will translate, for I know
Absolutely.
both. Okay.
Yeah, because you're an Asimar. You only know Celestial.
Yeah.
To me, I'm
you
gonna
two
be
can talk to
like,
each other in Celestial.
I can't. Shit. I don't like this. Got a pair of halflings that can speak in secret halfling language. Got a pair of Asimars that can speak in secret celestial language.
It's not a secret if you learn. I say that in Celestial to you as you read the book.
I stare at you blankly and turn back to the book. And I'm in my head, I'm going to be explaining this to you as I'm reading it. But for anybody else's sake that cares to listen, I am speaking very much loud enough for literally everybody in the camp to hear.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right. As I yes, indeed. Okay. Priest of Sibis. This tells the whole story. Yes, indeed. Okay, so you know the priests that we killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were the priests of
Savvy one.
Osibis. Now, Osibis was once a man. That man was a necromancer. He stole souls. He was seeking immortality. This was a long, long time ago. Long ago. Now, in his search for immortality, he eventually gained followers. These followers, he then helped him. He transformed into a lich. He became a lich. Now, as a lich, he was an evil man, evil creature. He was discovered by then previous mortal Lord, you know who. When he was normal. Do you know the history of his wars and such, and how this land was conquered originally before the Mist took over? Do we need to go into that? Do I need to explain this to you?
I know I have that already.
Okay, very well. Anyways, in that time, right, Osibis led his followers, and they seeked immortality via stealing souls, the souls of anyone. Osibis was evil and therefore incurred the wrath of the then ruler of this righteous land, the good Lord up there, and him and his followers came to destroy the Lich Osibis. Now, the Lich Osibis scared his followers, apparently, and they betrayed him in the last moments. Now, the combined forces of the priest of then and the good Lord up there and his followers destroyed said Lich. But before said Lich was destroyed, he placed a curse upon his priests. His priests originally gained their powers from a blessing from him, but since they betrayed him, he then cursed them. But that didn't remove the original blessing that he had guaranteed them. It just added on a layer of curse on top of that, apparently. Anyways, this led to... I knew there were dark powers in this land. I knew there were greater powers. Osiris became, after being destroyed as a lich, one of the greater powers, one of the dark powers of this land. This was before the mists. This was in his mortaling. When he became one of these dark powers, his followers then, having betrayed him, decided to instead worship one of the other dark powers that originally led Osiris down the path of discovering how to steal souls and become a lich. Now, in doing so, they believed that they could then themselves also gain immortality despite having betrayed Osiris. But Osiris's final curse was one, their immortality, if gained via stealing souls, would be lost to them in the least expected moment, which is probably why we managed to destroy those priests, because at some point, those tattoos, that's their mark. That's the mark of Osiris that grants them their
That
original
caused them
powers.
to turn into the skull that used the fireball?
Well, yes, but that was after the failing of one of the things to bring them back in their immortal form, and they devolved into a possessed soul of sorts, and then we could dispatch that, as you do, dispatch soul beings of such form.
Floating skulls.
Yes. Anyways, since after, according to this book, these priests were cursed, lost their leader, they then turned to a new path. Yes. Yes. Okay, I see. Now, they believed that they would be freed of the curse and they would gain their immortality forever if via worshipping the other dark being, they could find a champion that they could allow the dark powers to possess and control the land. Yes. Oh, interesting. Oh, I don't know if we should tell Irina this. Yes. Okay, so...
Why are you not sure we should tell Irina that? And if you weren't so sure, you should speak quiet.
What are you talking about? I am speaking very quietly to just you. Now, anyways.
We can hear you.
As you get louder.
No,
Repeat
you
that
can't.
one part that we shouldn't tell Irina, just for me one more time.
Right, yes, okay, so the priests, right. It turns out that in their seek of freedom from this curse, but to retain their immortality, they needed a champion. And they, through secrets, subterfuge, and many, I assume, dark plans, corrupted the heart of the original mortal lord unto the castle there. Strahd was corrupted by the priests in secret. He was to be the champion that wielded and embodied the powers of the dark powers that be in control of this dark land. But this is a dread realm, by the way. Did you know this is a dread
So he
realm?
was supposed to be a conduit for the dark powers. Somehow they failed.
No, they succeeded. They succeeded in guiding him. That is why he went to the lords in the first place. That is why he made the pact that gained his vampirism originally. Yes, the Ember Temple we must find. The Ember Temple has secrets.
The Ember Temple?
This book holds the name that I've been seeking. Vampire. I look to the sky to see if anything happens. Okay. One of the dark powers that be.
You look up.
Yes.
You say the name Vampire. And with the intention of looking up to see if something happens, the sky is swirling. As if the vortex of it is right above your camp.
What did you do?
Shit.
Yeah,
Simply
bring
reading
it.
a book. Just reading a book. I'm just reading a book. I will finish my explanation of the book. Anyways,
Davian has made his way towards you in your little ramble of things. Takes probably a spoonful of whatever food he was eating himself and just shoves it in your mouth.
Well, okay, yes, sure.
Now be quiet. Everyone, shut up.
Can I perception check?
Sure.
Well,
I too want to perception check.
Go ahead.
while they perception check, I'm going to start casting Liamon's tiny hut. It takes like 10 minutes. So, like, do your thing, do your thing.
Okay. Seraphina looking up and around, nothing really comes to your attention that really warns any danger or immediate warning.
My passive is so much better.
Yeah, this is actively looking, so this would have been an active perception check anyway. Poppy, the clouds above just have the faintest sense or look of like a face.
Oh.
Kind of like
is it one I recognize?
Oh, do you see like a bunny or whatever in the clouds kind of thing? But like the there's dark tones in the clouds. It's like if you squint a bit, you can kind of see a face. Yeah, it's the angle features of Strahd von Zarovich. But it's faint there, and after a while of Davian kind of looking at everybody, kind of just doing a shush motion. Eventually, as you're looking, you see it start to swirl and fade off into normal clouds. There's no more swirl after, say, 10 minutes of silence. So in that 10 minutes, Lucia, you've definitely put out your tiny hut. And afterwards, after Davian's like, you saw that he was like counting in his head for a bit, and he's like, then he comes over to you. Well, he's already at you, Vale. He's like, you know, I thought you had a solid head on your shoulders, lad. You know, you were being all good with the good Lord and all that, but then you had to fuck it up.
He tends to fuck things up.
I get a little lost when I'm discovering things.
Haven't you ever heard of the rules or the laws in the towns and things of never say his name? Do you know who started those rumors? Me. Names give power, boy.
Well, while you're in this space, and I assume like now there's like a purplish hue to everyone because we're in a purple bubble.
Yep.
You can say whatever name you want, and you will be safe from any magical listening in this realm.
I'm not going to chance it, but thank you for the layer of protection.
When dealing with the likes of gods, it is a fair point.
He's
The
no
tiny hut.
No, he's no god, but he pretends he is.
Oh, it is not him to which I refer.
Ah. You may continue, but I'm watching you. And he sits right across from you with his...
Yes. 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 I was totally quiet.
You were very quiet.
Well,
so, to find the Amber Temple.
There's not much more, but the final bit is nowadays these priests are trying to free the good Lord from this realm that imprisons him. And it is a realm that imprisons him because when he fell and made the pact with the Dark Power, the Dark Powers, including Osibis, their original patron that they betrayed, who made true on his word and became one of the Dark Powers, They made an arrangement to create the mists and imprison this land, including the good Lord, so as not to make good on their word that if a champion were brought to them, the priests would be free from their curse. Thus they are forever cursed, and the good Lord is forever imprisoned. I turn to Irina. Irina, in your many repeated consciousnesses, does any of this
So many dogs on
sound
camera.
familiar?
Sergio's shaking his head, which I guess means no.
I know I asked before, but thinking on this, is there anything you know or understand of your between consciousnesses?
Is this going to require another check, or is the answer just no?
The answer has always been you can vaguely remember like dying as Marina and as Tatiana from way before, but the time from just before death till like, oh, you're now awake as this adolescent version of yourself is non-existent. It's as if you wake up from a dream kind of thing.
So your answer would be no.
Yep.
Interesting.
Speaking of your other lives, brought to the forefront of my mind that you know that there are two of you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone's aware that there are two Irina. The second Irina, because I'm nosy and I was spying, she and the second Ismark are they're shapeshifters, I believe. Shapeshifters of a sort. When they lose their humanoid form, they turn into these strange creatures covered in eyes and mouths, and they eat like starfish. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a starfish eat, but it eats like a starfish, and it's quite disturbing. They were last seen at the Blood of the Vine Tavern, which I believe is, and I point to our NPC, Mark, his name, can't remember it, can't say it. I point to him, he's like, I believe that's your daughter's tavern, right?
Blood on the Vine Tavern is the tavern in the village of Barovia.
Never mind. I feel like he would tell me that, because I don't know where.
The Blue Water Inn is the one in Valaki.
Got it. Never mind. But yes, there is a beast walking around that looks like you, interacting with, which is essentially your not birthright, but in your town's, with your town's people. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but she's feeding on them, and I just thought you should know, as the former burgomaster's daughter and as the rightful burgomaster of Barovia, your people are in danger of being food.
Question. Wouldn't Ismark be the rightful burgomaster because he's the true son of the previous
just seems so
burgomaster? I'm
timid
just
to me.
adopted.
He seemed like, Lucia tells you this, like, he seems too timid to be a man of leadership, to be honest. I feel like you would fit that role better. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. Don't get me wrong, like he's a great person, and he has his strengths. But I don't think he could really be a strong man with power. Not in the sense to lead an entire town, anyway. Amy, can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Give it a good smack.
No.
Still nothing.
Well, there was something there. We didn't hear anything until you said still nothing.
That was me.
Oh, shit. Never mind. We don't hear you.
No.
No.
While, all right, figure out your technical issues. While that's going on, Poppy, let's have you do some monster scavenging of things. Cause, yeah, you be busy with things. I need you to roll me 2d4. Alright, cool. 6. You harvest 6 oni toes. 6 at least, like, okay, these are a good size to be used. Some were like a little rotten or damaged or what have you that you're just not going to harvest. Can you roll me another d4? We're going to just go high or low. That's high, so you can easily harvest both of the oni eyes without damaging it. And finally, a d10 for the teeth. How many were bashed? All right.
Beautiful.
There are.
I'm good at my job.
You're very good at your job. Yeah, There were a couple of crushed molars from the back from the Pearsom's hammer and other blows, but the majority of the teeth are still intact, and you just pop them all out. So make sure that you note down that you have these items that you can give to Anya at some point. Or, if people wish to attempt their own crafting of things, it'll definitely be a more laborious, difficult endeavor than giving it to an NPC to do it for you. But it's a thing you can do.
The whole point of me bringing the corpse back was to take it to Anya. But if Poppy took it upon her to go ahead and pre-harvest for Anya, then that's convenient. Either way.
Yeah. Poppy is her her worker anyway. Like she
right.
Yeah. Poppy knows what to do about harvesting.
You owe rent, by the way.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So at this point, Luganis, the Oni, is unsalvageable at this point. So you got that.
Whenever I take notice, that'll be like, oh, thank you. Also, does anyone have any questions about the book or anything I rambled on about, or does anybody care to know anything else?
No, that's above my pay grade.
You gave us all the information on the document. I think you were pretty good about it.
Then I'm going to prompt this as a thing for Serafina to chime in on, given that you guys recently had a large haul from the monster hunt. So I assume this is probably something that you've done where you were while Poppy, this is what the Halflings are doing. They're doing inventory for everybody else as you guys were rambling about other stuff. Poppy was doing monster inventory. Serafina was counting coins and stuff and ooh, we got new items and things. So this is a good time to prompt, can you guys please talk about your loot so I know who gets what? In particular, the Aboleth items. I need to know who has them. So I can put them in my folders on the handouts tab, so I know who gets what.
I'd like the dark vision goggles.
So I'm gonna show stuff. So we got first up from the Inquisition to Barovia, we got the Dagger of Mists. We got from there. Oh yeah, I need the ring. The Ring of Osiris. There we go. We got the Ring of Osiris. Boop boop boop. So Dagger of Mists, Ring of Osiris. I'll just read them each one at a time. The Dagger of Mists allows you to, if you hit a target, you can probably make them paralyzed. It's a thing that they've done to you. Except I'm adding a save to it. It's not immediate because you're not NPC monsters. Too powerful to give you automatic paralyze. Not that you're faithful worshippers of Osiris anyway, so not doing that.
Could be.
Yeah. This allows you to Misty Step and turn into a gaseous form. So, misty stuff. The Ring of Osiris. If you were to take damage, you instead drop to 1 point and expends 4 charges. You could also cast this following spells: Animates Dead and Speak with Dead from it. So very dead oriented. In order to charge those items, though, you need to kill things because it basically powers off of souls. Part of the loot from the monster hunting was the wind fan. A very pretty fan that you could basically be a Kyoshi and just fan it to cast a gust of wind from it with a 20% chance of breaking if you do it more than once a day. There's the wind fan. We got from the ritual book that you were reading, the Scroll of Create Undead. Is just the spell Create Undead, but you have a scroll for it. We got the Gulthias staff, but that is currently attached and attuned to Keskion. If you guys wish to do something about that, that's your choice. And finally, well, we'll get to Aboleth items in a second. Another big find from the monster hunt was the Staff of Power from the demon that grabbed it from the old Mad Mage.
Mm-hmm.
It is currently locked away, though, its abilities, so it is currently unusable at the moment. So we also got the Death's Embrace, this leather jacket armor thing with tentacles writhing around it. Right, everyone sees that.
I think that was something we decided I was gonna take, right? That was from our campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah, I think the main problem with the Aboleth items is like all 5 of us never found a chance to sit down, get together, and be like, all right, what are we doing?
Right.
But I think the idea is the Depth's Embrace is probably going to Anna. The Orb, I think Bryn was going to use. Bryn or Keskion, I don't remember which one was going to use.
Well,
and then
neither are here, so that's for you guys to decide later.
And then Matt, we were kind of waiting on what you were thinking as far as like our swords, how we're going to handle that. Like, you have free choice if you want the Sword of Fathoms, either as a great sword or a long sword, I think is what we talked about.
Yeah.
Or if you would rather have my sword, the fire sword.
That's what, heat metal on an object? What does that do? Hey, you can like melt metal.
Click on it.
Throw some acid on them.
I was just talking about the Iron Bull earlier.
What do you mean, like your sword, Corey?
The Wraithfire. Do you remember? I don't know how I can make it pop up for everybody. Yeah.
If you're saying something, Zoe, we didn't hear anything.
Oh.
It would basically give me an extra smite. I already have Searing Smite, so.
Yeah, and it gets better as darkness, which you glow.
Yeah.
It would count as an extra. Like it casts it on its own. It's not like it doesn't use any spell slots of your own.
Yeah, it doesn't use any spell slots.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know how useful the other sword would be, but
Both are similarly useful. My 2 cents would be, I think the Sword of Fathoms would be a little more useful, just from the aspect of,
it's kind of
you like to glow. But I think even with the glow at base, it's roughly comparable to the Sword of Fathoms, I think. But Serge,
I'm down with the
that.
Fathom sword.
All right. Would you like the Fathom sword to be a great sword or a long sword? Long sword being one-handed. You already know your long sword stuff. One-handed, 1d8, two-handed, 1d10. Great sword is two-handed only with 2d6 damage.
I want one-handed. That's what a long sword.
All right. Well, all right. I will make it a long sword. I will make a note of that. So you're.
I like all the armor.
Armor is good.
Also, I have dueling style, so I get like a bonus for one-handed.
Fair enough. It is now a one-handed sword. I'll move that over to your shit. Do.
Cool.
As for the Barovia group and monster group loot stuff, I'm interested in the ring, but I've already grabbed the book with the scroll in it, so I'm fine if somebody else wants to take that.
The book is not like a magic item on its own. It just has a scroll in it that you can just like, all right, cool. Here's a page for Create Undead.
Sure.
So it's just a scroll. The book is not magical in any fashion.
Still.
I'm cool with you having the ring.
So the Sword of Fathoms is a magic sword, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It is now in your folder.
The main reason I like the ring is because Animate Dead and Speak to Dead gives me more ammo for investigating and discovering things.
Real fast, I've been typing up some of the math for the actual cash portion, including the gems that are worth gold pieces. Are we splitting that between every party member or just the party members who were a part of the monster hunt? How do you feel about that?
I mean,
so I can math appropriately if we want to split everything even.
I don't know. It's almost like he's out of the picture, and this is a for us to discuss kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm asking y'all.
Is our group the only one who brought cash in?
What?
Like, did any cash come from the winery?
No, we got nothing. Except this weird staff that's sucking up Keskion's life force.
Yeah, that was my next question too. Like, did you guys get anything out of the winery? But if it was just the staff, then what good are you? Sorry,
Skull.
Excuse me. It's okay. You brought a goddess's skull back. That trumps everything. I'm with it. You're fine. All right, I mean, I'd probably say that's between, I think, Zoe, you, Seraphina were the two. Poppy, did you go into the room and like wrap up shit too?
Yeah,
Right. No,
it was me and Seraphina.
That's right, because only you guys could fit through the hole. Okay.
So me and Poppy are just. Okay. I'm gonna pose it to the team members who were with us during the monster hunt. If we want to just split it between us or split it between everyone. I'm just trying to do the math so it's equal, but let me know what y'all want to do.
My 2 cents would be the 2 halflings split it half and half for each party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
If anybody else has any better idea than that.
No, that's a good one.
I'll cut everything in half and split the gems up according to equaling all gold prices. So give me a second and I will do all that math.
If you could give it all to me in salt, I would be great. I'd greatly appreciate it.
Don't give any to her at all, especially non-salt.
You know what? If you die, I'm just gonna like gently keep your body. You know what? No, I'll just let you die. You don't need to come back.
If you think I'm gonna die in any gentle way, you're wrong.
Well, I could just put you in this cauldron and like I pick up my cauldron, I put it down, and like it enlarged itself. Like you could fit in here, and then I could bring you back.
All right, hold up. You are glossing over very important details of this item. So, yeah, Lucia takes out this like small like iron pestle basically and just plops it on the ground. She focuses on it for a bit. Is there a incantation or like passphrase you want to say for it, or just focusing on it?
Just focusing on it because I suck at improv.
This small iron pestle grows in size to be like a full cauldron.
Does it still have a little dinky pestle?
No.
And where did this come from?
Yeah, also, what?
So I found it.
I am retconning that the Morgantha's barrel, which she's been lugging around for the longest time, is really useless at this point. Like it's maybe helpful early on, but given that she summons Charles and things already, having other like it's like cool, you get to summon another Charles. Okay, so like here's another thing instead that's relating to that item. So it's this cauldron now. It's no longer a barrel that she's been rolling around everywhere.
But how did I not notice this?
I've always had it on my hip.
Because we never describe people's activities. We just like flaunt it. It's just like, all right, nothing happens.
And my average perception roll is a 6, so yeah. I guess that's fair.
You don't pay attention. Not listening.
Look, I'm hyper super focused and paying intimate attention, just not to that.
Yeah, so as long as I have 10 gold amounts of salt, I can resurrect you guys. There we go, cauldron of reaper.
This is very different. This changes things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like she's had the tiny mortar pestle version of this attached to her hip the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never said why you needed the salt.
Well, I was trying to, but you kept just telling me no, I couldn't have it.
No, you never said why. You need to speak faster. You should just be upfront.
Salt now, though.
Yes, salt. We have the salt. It's in the back of the building. If any of us pass, well, if any of you all pass, what I can do is I can bring you back. As long as I have enough salt to do so. And at the moment, I can only do it once. I have one extra life, essentially, that I can give away to any of you.
It doesn't seem like enough.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
It's one more than we had
200
before.
pounds of salt.
I have 200 pounds of salt in my bag of holding. I had her to buy it for me.
Basically stole it, but
Yeah,
Yep.
fine.
but not actually, you know.
Fine. It's fine.
50 gold.
Oh yeah, Alterrock. All this talk about a bag of holding, you notice also that Seraphina has a bag of holding like next to her that she's been like sorting out the money and the loot out of. So you notice that there's a similar bag of holding next to her. So your group also has a bag of holding now, which is this extra dimensional, huge ass container in a nice little knapsack.
Question
Yes.
for Seraphina and the DM. Are you asking the bag to give you like coins and things? Or are you sticking your hand in there because of the creature that lives inside? Like, are you talking to your bag? And if so, can you tell me what you say to the bag?
With loot that she puts in herself. Why am I talking to you, Seraphina? With loot that you put in to the bag, you can yourself because you now know what's in there. You can think about it and take it out. Previously, when you first found it, you didn't know what was in it, so that's why you couldn't find anything. So if there are other items in the bag, unless you know what it is, you can't find it, or you go inside and look for it.
You can actively look for random stuff in your bag, and I think that's amazing.
I can also talk to my bag, man. I want to be trying to see if it will respond to me, and
There has been no response when you try to engage in any fashion at the moment.
He doesn't accept any of the food?
he has been accepting food,
He
right?
yeah, there was a whole taking the food once. That was about it. If you're going to do something, I would like to actually have you do it. So, what would have been the thing you've been doing?
Well, every time it would take food, I'd open it up real fast and be like, "Hey, you want to be my friend? What's your name?" "My name's Seraphina. You want to be my friend? What's your favorite food?" I'll be asking like little questions and trying to see what to do to make it happy.
There is a moment, a brief moment. So it's never spoken to you. There is a brief moment where, like, I when it took the bread, it paused halfway through as you were like constantly asking it little questions, and it'll just it'll pull in the bread. Its hand will stick out again, and then it'll just do a little. Do you do anything?
The most sus.
I might gently touch its finger that's going like this. I'm just gonna touch it with my finger.
Also, Poppy's close by and she's ready to react if something goes wrong.
Okay. You touch fingertips. Its long claw kind of like wraps around your finger just the slightest bit, like a finger hug, and then a slight tug, And like, it's a very forceful but slow pull, and it's gripping your finger tightly. Poppy, you do see that it's just like pulling, and it's like, okay.
Do you have a safe word?
Yes, she does actually.
Seraphine, I need a dexterity save.
The bagman's coming for you.
It's a dex save only because I'm holding one finger, not like a whole arm. Or before your face.
You did stick your face in the bag.
Yeah, so it pulled with what you probably guess is like testing the limits of like, is this fine? And you weren't doing anything. So like, it pulled, and you were, your hand gave in for like a foot or two. Well, maybe not for your size, half a foot. Before you like you twist your finger out and just like get out of it, and then it goes in, and the bag falls limp.
Buddy, we can be friends, but you have to come out to my world.
It does not emerge for a while.
Not saying that I'm going to climb into the bag anytime soon.
Make.
But what would happen if I crawled into the bag at some point? Because I'd fit, right?
Hey, Jack.
Fuck off.
Jack, before you do say anything, we're gonna do. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Make me a quick Arcana check to like, what do you know about Bag of Holdings and things? Jack, for your context, Seraphina Anna tried to put her hand again in the bag of the bagman, and it tried to pull her in again.
She didn't try to put her hand in the bag. She offered friendship, and he offered a finger.
A body part was offered. He grabbed. He pulled. Bags of holding, they don't contain air per se, aside from like the brief time that they open. So you'll need to hold your breath for however long you're in there. Bags of holding, if they're broken from the inside, they rupture, everything spills out, and the bag is destroyed. And sometimes everything inside of it is also destroyed. If a bag of holding, since it's an extra-dimensional pocket space, if that is put into another extra-dimensional pocket space, like you put it in Lucia's bag of holding, you're going to cause a rip in the fabric of space and time, create a wormhole that will absorb everyone and shoot you random directions. Does this save you from Barovia? Maybe, but you have no control where it goes. And I will tell you all right now, if you guys do a bag of holding trick, you're like, you know what? Let's just fucking leave Barovia and see where we wind up. That's it. That's it for the campaign.
The game is over.
Yeah.
The nuke option.
It's effectively a small black hole that will take you somewhere else. But does it function like that in Barovia? Who knows? Anyway, at this moment, Jack, are you chiming in to do a message?
It can wait a while. I'm free at this point, so it doesn't need to be right this second.
Got it.
Let's see what Seraphina does with the bag.
Okay. Well, you've pulled your finger away, and the bag falls limp. Eventually, you talk to the bagman, and no further response, no real activity happens. He's not a persistent presence. He appears every now and then. And can I have an insight check from you, with your current interactions with this creature, just to get a gauge. Like, oh, is it shy?
Mm-hmm.
This creature is alien to you. Like, it's a freaky bag of thing that lives in your bag of holding. What does it want? What does it do? What's it doing? Why does it want to keep sucking me in? Who knows?
How come it doesn't need to breathe?
Yeah, like,
That's the real question.
that's the real question.
Can I do?
What would you like to do?
Does anyone have detect undead?
Only you paladins can do so with divine sense.
Can I do divine sense in the bag?
You focus for a bit on your holy symbol and listening around you, and mostly keeping your attention to the bag of holding that Seraphina was almost pulled into. The bag is not undead. It's just a bag. The brief time you saw the hand, though, did not occur to be undead, fey, or fiend.
Ah, weird.
And it doesn't need to breathe?
Well, what's cursed according to the original song?
Can you put up the song again?
No.
What was the song for the Batman? I just want to see like the wording.
I have to Google it again, so no.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I thought it was.
No, I'm not going to sing. Essentially, the song went that there was a man that fell in love with a witch, and something happened. I don't remember if it said the man was unfaithful or if the witch left or something, but for whatever reason, the witch cursed the man and kept him in a bag. And that cursed man in a bag became
The Batman.
the Bagman.
Rated R.
For respectable.
Yeah, so shall I just go one item at a time? Let's just discuss the item.
Yeah.
All right.
I was about to say, yeah, we still have the wind fan.
Wind fan. There is no attuning to this item. By the way, remember, you can only attune to 3 items at a time.
Yeah.
It seems like a generally convenient tool. So,
Yeah.
I think was it you and Ferda that was there with us
Mm-hmm.
at the room?
Yeah.
I'll leave that.
Barovia's Inquisition. At the Inquisition of Barovia.
The wind fan was Monster Hunt loot.
Okay.
Was it Moss?
Right.
Oh, that's right. It was Monster
one
Hunt.
of the chests.
The Dagger of Mist is the last
Yeah.
Barovia thing.
Also, just throwing it out there, like, you guys can trade items, or like, hey, this thing probably is better for you, whatever. Like, this is the time to share items and things, if you wish to. I have no say in the matter of your items. Aside from, no, you can't attune to more than 3 items.
I think I'm perfectly fine with my bag of holding and my new tentacle jacket thing, so I don't need any more items.
I can't attune to any more items, so any item that I pick, I would prefer if it didn't have like an intimate requirement. I like all my magic items, and I have I like all my magic items that require it.
I mean, the fan doesn't require attunement, so that'd probably be a good thing if
Yeah.
you want to take that.
Does it
Um,
use?
I don't know. Do you guys have any? You guys don't have any sorcerers or warlock or wizards, do you?
No.
We don't have any sorcerer or wizards either. We got warlocks abound, but if you're running out of attunement slots, I'm not.
I am out.
I have
a raven. Sorry.
I have an one attunement slot left. What about Terexus? Does Terexus have any attunement slots left?
Where do you see that?
It's just a flat 3, so awareness of our items that require attunement.
Yeah, it should also be on the core page of your character sheet.
That's if you've
What
added
is-
it there.
Oh,
Thorn's teddy bear? That's what I have.
isn't that from when you were at a haunted house and got a teddy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember little boy? You got the teddy bear
What?
from the little boy?
Why do I still have that? It's...
It's Green Boy.
It's magic. It'll protect you.
That really requires attunement?
Hey, this was level 3 item, so like it's all good. You guys didn't have shit back then.
Yeah.
You can also treat it like a looter shooter and like upgrade it if you want to get a different one.
Yeah, I mean,
Either way.
I could get something else besides Thorn's teddy bear.
Oh no. I have it written that it's not an attunement item. It's just
I don't see it. I think you're fine.
Wait, does that mean is your hairpin attuned? No, that's not attuned either.
Mm-mm.
Got it.
No.
How are you wearing
keep that.
the hairpin, by the way?
Oh, I keep that in my hair. It's like pinning up one side of my hair next to my horn that wasn't broken.
Got it. Then I'm just gonna add it to like the all player thing. So just in case people don't know, Vale has this in his hair.
Oh, so you? Oh,
He's a pretty boy.
Yeah, like
Maybe I forgot to
your hair in a
describe
ponytail
that.
or a bun or something, and put that in the back. Oh, you're cute.
Again, Corey, you just said like, how do we miss that? Because we don't talk about our items that we're wearing on our character.
That's true. Yeah. Shit. All right. So there's those. What kind of warlock is Trex's?
Cold one.
No, like does she focus on spellcasting?
She's
What?
a hexblade like you.
Okay. So
Okay.
so unless you're willing to give up an attunement slot, either me or Trex's should take this staff.
Which staff?
The staff of power.
Yeah.
Well, no one.
Since there's no.
Well, like it requires attunement, but right now I'm letting you guys know it doesn't have any properties.
True.
It doesn't have any magical properties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he said even if attuned, it doesn't have it doesn't do anything right now. It needs unlocking. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's basically just which one of us wants to hold on to it in a bag for a while
and bring it to person.
Whatever mayhaps happen. And I know we are planning on going towards. I know you guys are gonna go deal with Irina's brother, right? That's kind of like next on your docket. I know on our list was to go find the Mad Wizard.
That's also on our list, but Irina's brother takes precedent. For us, I believe, for next Dominera.
Yeah, the sooner he's off the mountain, the better.
Yeah, he's kind of freezing up there.
He's probably fine.
Not fine. He's had a hard day. Kidnapped by vampires. Probably been subjected to torture.
It's been several days.
Yeah, please help.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
not several, but at least two.
I think we were talking about going towards the forest next, or towards the north in the opposite direction where the Mad Mage was. So if you want us to take that, and if for whatever reason over the next couple sessions you guys end up running into him first, then we'll just throw it at you. Because I think that's kind of the end goal for this staff is it's not for us. Unless we find something that we can like derive. Actually, does somebody have that where you can see the memories of an item?
Identify, but I don't think I would get the memories. Like if I identified the staff, would I be able to figure out how to unlock it so that one of us could use it? Or
I have the Grim Psychometry, but I've already used it today.
That's what I was thinking of, the Grim Psychometry. We should definitely do that with the staff.
Yeah, I can only do that once a day, I think, so I wouldn't be able to do anything with it till tomorrow.
Okay, so early in the morning before Vampire Hot Lady, Mrs. Vampire Lady, takes all y'all to the mountains, hit the staff with a good Grim.
She's coming
Yeah.
at sundown to take. So you guys have the next afternoon to do other like side quest stuff.
we have the rest of the afternoon to do that. But...
I was actually wrong. I can do it after our short rest.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, cool.
All right, well.
So since this is a short rest, we can do so now.
Do it.
If that's what we want.
Do you want me to like post my thing in chat so people can read what I do?
Oh,
I mean,
please.
whatever you want. I mean, if you're good with using it, I mean, it's your skill. You don't have to.
It would be much
I mean, I'm
easier.
happy to use it. I don't think of using it all that often, so it's nice to get use out of it.
I'm super intrigued.
All right, so Poppy takes a staff and like sits down for 10 minutes, and we'll come back to her in a second. Are there any other things? Let's see.
The knife. Who needs the knife?
Yeah, who's taking the dagger?
The Dagger of Mists.
I would like to take the fan.
Okay, take the fan.
Awesome. Thank you.
I don't know if anybody utilizes the dagger. Bryn. Does Bryn have a dagger? Bryn has a normal dagger, right? Oh no, she got the dagger from Baba.
Yeah, she has.
Or not.
Yeah, she has a vicious dagger, which should have killed Alterrock, but I forgot how vicious daggers work.
Thank fuck.
No, we forgot that I was not armored.
No, I forgot that, like, stabbing a helpless creature is an automatic crit, which means automatic 2 death saves, not 1. So, I would have killed you if I'd played that correctly, but
It's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only survived that with 1 death save, so that definitely would have put you over.
Yeah.
And I think you hit twice with it too. That's why it went down 2
I never
death saves.
died.
It would have been 4.
No, I never had to do a death save. I don't.
No.
think.
You don't make them. If you're at 0, and I hit you, that's an automatic failure for death saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing any death saves though.
No, you didn't have to. If I hit you while you're unconscious, they're automatic failures.
Oh. Okay.
I just forgot. Melee ones are technically count as crits, and critical hits, while for death save, are 2 failures instead of 1. So I would have killed you for real if I remember that rule properly.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you guys have anybody that likes to use knives or daggers or whatnot.
I only use my dagger to run away from
Right.
things.
I was looking up characters. Terexis does not really care for daggers. She's a shield and rapier wielder. And I believe she is topped off on her... No. She has... Is that one attuned? Let me see.
Ferda, I know you don't.
Yeah.
If you use daggers, that would baffle the fuck out of me. Poppy, I know you don't. Irina, you use a rapier, right? Or something like that? One-handed sword?
Yeah. But I've already reached my maximum attunement.
Okay.
Can you sell the dagger?
I mean, I could... Sure?
Like, I mean, we could keep it. But also, or you could trade it. Like, since I assume you're gonna go back to the potion lady, like
just
you trade the
to
dagger
throw in this
for-
option that like you guys can have more than 3 attuned items, just be only attuned to 3 items, and during a short rest you can swap what you're attuned to. It's like, okay, I'm not going to use this item for what I foresee might be useful. Maybe having the Dagger of Mists is more useful for this scenario, so we'll during the short rest attune to it and then go for it.
I just like
Okay.
the idea of the Misty Step. I think Misty Step and even gaseous form, though
Yeah,
I'm a
gaseous
little
form
less
sounds
familiar
cool.
with that. Like those just seem useful.
I think I remember Tim saying he wanted a Dagger of Mists for that Misty Step.
Okay.
Right. He did say something about that.
Because similar to you 3 warlocks, his spells also function like warlocks, so he is limited on his spells as well.
Right. I keep forgetting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
He just
let's
doesn't
put
know.
that in some
He just
order.
doesn't know if he can bring himself to kill people to charge it.
Man.
Well, he could let someone else borrow it and do the stabby stabs. Does he have to kill them himself, or does the knife just have to be used to kill other people?
It says if you do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to first attune to it, and then if you kill something, it charges it.
I have a question, and it's kind of dark. If Keskion were to kill Krieg, like repeatedly, would that count?
Krieg is not a humanoid.
Okay.
He's not? I know he's a spiritual being, but he's still a humanoid
looks like a
spirit
person.
summon,
Yeah.
right?
He technically counts as undead.
Dope.
But undead can be humanoid.
No.
I think his point is that
They,
it only charges if it's not an undead.
So, second question.
No.
And I wouldn't.
No. So humanoid is an archetype of person. We're not an archetype of creature. A creature is anything. Humanoid is like living people.
I mean, I'm totally not going to argue that there is any reason he should be able to infinitely recharge charges by killing Krieg. Like,
Yeah.
of course, that doesn't make any sense. But for the sake of original classification and my clarification, I thought anything that is a creature can be a whatever subclass of creature, but a humanoid of creature. You know, like a
Look,
humanoid undead would be a vampire, right?
Correct. I think. Let me double check. I'm gonna look up vampire.
Yeah, I don't know, but it could just be a
Exactly.
D&D-ism.
Yeah, it's
Where
one.
they just,
Yeah.
It's
they
one
had
of
to
those
come up with a
D&D-isms.
term. I don't know.
Yeah. Like
There's
even if Krieg would technically be an undead humanoid, I'm still totally on board with the not counting that for the purposes of infinite charge generation. But
Oh no. So there is no humanoid undead. Humanoid is one category. Undead is another.
okay.
Humanoid just meaning living person. Undead is undead person or creature.
Farewell.
Like I looked up Strahd, and he is a medium undead, not a medium undead humanoid.
So who would be under humanoid? Like that would, like playable
People.
races?
People. All of you are humanoids.
Yeah, no, would that be like all playable races?
Yeah,
Just okay.
just people.
So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Not-
playable races.
Not the medical term humanoid of 2 arms, 2 legs.
Okay.
Looks like a person. Otherwise, Charles is a humanoid.
Yeah, that's gonna be my other question. I was like, if Keskion killed Charles, would that recharge it?
No, my soul is bound to the hells, so
I thought it was bound to the abyss.
No, you summoned me from the hells. You chose imp.
Oh,
This is a service you get.
well, thank you.
There is a difference, yes. The hells and the abyss are 2 different places. There are several layers to both, and they are not the same.
Charles is getting annoyed with you not knowing your categories.
Yeah,
I
jeez.
always get them mixed up. I'm sorry.
Why do I understand this better?
Tiefling.
We were in a whole campaign where we were in hell.
Hey, Pippin. Pippin does not know anything about Barovia.
All right, so Dagger Mist is going to Keskion.
Yeah,
All right.
that sounds right.
We'll
I
catch
get
him up
the wind
later.
fan.
You get the wind fan. I guess we'll do the psychometry on the staff.
Yeah.
I'll take the ring. If everybody's good with that, unless somebody else really wants it.
And then you or Terexis will take the Staff of Power. They can go in the bag of holding for now, like either one.
In storage, essentially. I think mostly depends on the psychometry I'm curious about, see if that influences anything, and then our priorities, our next, 1, 2, 3 steps.
Yeah.
Who's going to come closer to the Mad Mage first, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, Grim Psychometry time.
Let's see, you need to make me a wisdom check.
I believe in you. You can do it.
And before I see the roll, I'm going to say 15 is going to get you some information, 20 is going to get you a lot of information.
And there's no help I can do for advantage, right?
Advantage, no, but if people had bless or guidance and things, because I know you're trying to do this. Yeah, no one can assist you on this because this is solely a solo endeavor.
Is using guidance? Okay.
All right, so
I would do bless, but I'm limited on spell slots.
Yeah. Please roll me the d4 to assist her, and Sarah, please roll me your wisdom check. Oof.
Oh. Strahd fam.
You hit
Don't do that.
the magical. What's the firewall that is this magic item that once belonged to a very powerful wizard. There are numerous layers of protection here, and your Grim Psychometry just cannot even get past the first layer of are you a robot test, and you clicked yes, and it just immediately booted you out, and you're like, oh fuck.
That was totally a road
me
sign.
to pick all of the pictures that included a werewolf, and I clicked the one that was a wolf, and it was like, fuck.
Which one's a werewolf? And it was like, this one? Alright.
All of the squares have the werewolf in it.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that was a single hair, and you didn't select it.
Yeah, the staff is just inaccessible to you. Inaccessible, rather.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. Thank you for trying.
It's okay.
On this thing, Jack.
Yes.
Do you think you want to do ascending now?
Sure.
All right. So, Poppy, after you have finished your Grim Psychometry and you shake your head at the party and return the staff back to whoever handed it to you, there is a ping in your head from a familiar companion. And Jack, feel free to say whatever you wish to say.
Some rude drow is looking for you. A real piece of work. Pearson, you can respond to this message.
Just add that in there. You can respond to this message.
Alright, and I know I can send him something, but he won't be able to send it back, right?
Correct. Unless other people decide to open up a line of communication to him and with other sendings or whatnot.
I don't know.
Alright, I'm just gonna respond with, fuck. Thanks for the heads up.
And I'll,
no questions?
Well, I know he can't respond if I ask a question, so there's not really a reason to ask him that I can think of.
I will say this, since Jack, you are back home in Vallaki, you have all the spell slots you really could just waste away here. If you really wish to go back and forth for a bit, that's totally fine. We don't need to be too technical with your spell slots here. We can say like if you want to go back and forth for like 3 of them, that's fine.
Sure. But if that's all she kicks back to me, I'm not.
Oh well, I didn't know
volunteer
you
more.
could send another one.
It's a recast.
Question: does she realize who is sending it based on voice recognition?
1000%.
I signed my name at the end too. Before they respond to this message, I also just said Pearson, as though I was, writing a letter.
Using a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
Okay.
Over.
Just making sure.
Alright, so if I respond, I don't remember how long the message can be.
25
30 words, right?
25.
25?
25 words.
The easiest thing I found is just start speaking and I'll count for you.
Alright.
You can
Fuck.
draft it live.
Thanks for the heads up. Does he know where I am?
8 more.
I think that's my only question, so.
You can respond to this. You have to end it like that.
Please respond to this.
Just an opening grumble. I don't know how long I can stretch that. Oh, god damn it.
Oh.
All right.
Continue.
No, DM, please.
I thought you were answering.
No, hold on.
No, you're out of words. You're out of
All
words.
right, here. No, we're doing the old wrath thing.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't know how long I can stretch a grumble. But whatever would be appropriate for a word, one word.
One.
And then
It'll be one word.
One really long word.
However long supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is. There you go. And then he knows the direction I came from and that you're off that way. And left immediately.
All this is like in our heads, right? Or am I speaking out loud?
This is all in your heads.
So like everyone realizes like Poppy just got like instantly troubled.
It's probably just like looking up in the corner of her eyes, thinking real hard.
I'm gonna take notice and Halfling be like, "Yo, you okay?" Question mark.
All right, I'm gonna respond to him. All right, thanks for the heads up. Wait, I already said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for looking out for me. Stay safe out there. And I'm gonna turn to the party and be like, "Hey guys, I have a little bit of a problem."
Seems to be the issue, Poppy.
So there's this guy.
Oh?
Men, the worst.
You have no idea. So you remember when Madame Ava read my vision thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my old mentor. Long story short, he tried to kill me once. We're not exactly on speaking terms at the moment. And somehow he's in Barovia and he's looking for me.
Oh.
Why
Well,
did he
that's
try
no
to kill
good.
you? And why is he here?
See, that's a great question because that wasn't actually a playable moment for me. That was just something me and the DM just sort of said was a thing that happened.
Is this you asking me what happened?
Yeah, more or less, because it's all kind of vague for me.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, he is your mentor of the Order of the Lycan. He has very similar talents to you, if not greater. He taught you everything you know. He wanted you to grow and to be the best version and the strongest thing you could become. And in doing so, you learned the secrets of your lycanthropy, in particular that of the kitsune. It's not... They're like werewolves and were-lions and were-bears, like, all have their own different culture to things, where sharks are another one I recently learned of. But kitsunes are more very magical in nature. And he never gave you all the details about it, just enough to, like, satisfy your need of power, growth, and, you know, eventually you learned, like, oh yeah, you had the one tail, then you had two, then you got to three. And you know from your study of kitsunes that these fox-like fiendish spirits can, like, the number of tails represents, like, their strength, their power. He tried to kill you to absorb your power. You gather he was just cultivating you. He wanted you to grow strong, so he didn't have to do it himself. You were just a means to an end. Despite raising you basically your whole life, trained you since you were very, very young, was effectively a father figure for the longest time. And then he utterly betrayed that trust back in the jungles of Schult. And up until recently, you thought that was the last you saw of him.
Yep, so I share that.
Blah, exposition.
Damn.
Fattened like a pig. Just the worst. Well, I guess you get to kill him now.
Assist in any way I can.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
the thing.
Zoe, we can't hear you.
As will I. I hate men like him.
Here's the thing. Last time, I barely escaped. I'm not sure how a meeting with him would go again.
But you were alone. Now you have a friend.
We'll defeat him with the power of friendship.
I wasn't alone before. My friends are the only reason I survived the first time. Like, I don't know what he would do, like, if he's been preparing this whole time.
Can I have Poppy make me a persuasion check with advantage, and can I have those that would assume your character knows Poppy well enough to make me an insight check?
You said persuasion with advantage?
Yes.
I will roll it.
I mean, aside from paying attention to her, we've had all of half a day, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you think, like, you're close enough to her to understand Poppy, you may roll an insight. This is purely what you think as your character.
Poppy, would you say that I and you are acquainted or close in any regard?
Poppy would probably consider you, like, an acquaintance, not super close.
Very well, I shall not roll.
No offense.
So, Irina, Poppy is speaking. Well, everyone here can tell that Poppy is speaking with absolute sincerity and seriousness that this man is not someone to fuck around with. For all the combat you've seen Poppy do, like as Zoe, the player, not Lucy, the character, has called her a god killer. Poppy's skills right now would pale in comparison, is the message Poppy's trying to compare right now. And Poppy's very formidable on her own.
That, at the very least, I've noticed.
Yeah. So yeah, Poppy's absolute seriousness of this is not someone to fuck around with. And this is like details that Poppy would have shared, that like in her time with him, he is very calculating. He never does anything without a plan behind it. He's never really struggled with anything when it comes to combat. He is a talented weapon wielder and magic user. And he's a Kitsune Lycan, so everything Poppy can do, he can do better.
No. She's the woman. That means you got the song backwards.
Banish. Let's use that. Let's banish him.
Well, I don't know her well enough to insight, even though I'm a master at insight and I'm very well at gauging and understanding things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're so confident, I don't mind you making the insight check.
No, I'm perfectly fine being ignorant in this case because I'm confident I'm going to kick this guy's ass regardless, even though I don't understand the fact that you're warning me that I won't be able to kick this guy's ass and he's probably going to kill me, but that's fine because I've died before and it's okay. I'm going to kick this guy's ass. I'm on your side. We got it.
He seems hurt that he chose not to roll.
Would he think that we would go after him? Can we catch him by surprise?
Would he even care?
An ambush maneuver. I love it.
I don't
Would
know.
you like to scry on this person?
He's very clever, and his instincts are greater than mine. He would not be easy to ambush.
Even a sly
I've never
fox
seen him
like
taken
me?
by surprise.
Would you like to scry on this person? Or attempt to?
Yeah, it might help knowing how close he is, because I heard he's on the way to me. He knows how to track me pretty well.
Scry is only going to give you the nearest location of where he is, not going to tell you any distance or anything.
Yeah, but if we know like where he is, like if we can gauge that, that would help, right? And that would use the rest of my charges in the book until we take a long rest.
If that's what you want to do.
What do you mean it wouldn't give us distance?
So scrying,
I don't understand how it works.
Scrying is effectively, if it succeeds, there's an invisible sensor right above the person or object. You will see that person and like the next 5 feet around the person, and that's it. Because everything else is too foggy to really see past. And then you'll watch him for like, I think the spell lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So just seeing the immediate surroundings is not gonna give you as much detail, but it might tell you like he's on a road, he's in the woods, he's sitting on the crapper. Who knows? Perfect. He's weak.
Could potentially see a landmark, though.
Potentially, if he's right up next to it.
Yeah, if you're willing to use the scrying for this, I'm down.
Yeah, you used Grim Psychometry. I'll use scrying.
Alright, I'm gonna look up the rules of scrying, because scrying has a bunch of
They're
things.
in the chat.
Aha.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I was helpful.
Okay. So...
No, you weren't.
Shut up, Corey.
Alright, let me look up his character sheet.
Okie dokie, I am out of charges for the day. I'll have to roll later.
I don't know, the target had to make a wisdom saving throw. This might not work.
Hey, A for effort, right? My spell DC is 16. Like A for effort. Maybe he'll roll up.
Okay. So... You have heard of the target, so... Let's see. If the target knows you're casting a spell, it can fail to save, blah, 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 blah. Save modifier. So, first hand... You're familiar. You have connection. You don't have a connection to the... You don't have a connection to him.
Poppy is my connection to him.
That's not a physical connection.
Do I need a physical connection to him?
Like in the sense of like it, kind of like, you know, having a lock of hair or like that kind of physical connection to the person, or like something that belonged to him.
Would I have anything that would be connected to him? Because, I mean, he is like a huge part of my past.
I don't know. How much would you have held on to something that reminded you of your mentor that tried to kill you?
Well, I held onto the silver bullet for that long, so...
Yeah, but that was
that
was a different guy.
It was a different guy, but I would think Theron would hold like a very stronger...
You hold grudges.
spot.
You hold grudges.
Little bit.
Definitely makes sense.
Don't piss off the God Killer.
Just be like,
Okay,
I want to remember my hatred.
I want to know about that. Like, what's the story behind that? Why is she called a god killer?
He killed a god. That's it. That's exactly
I
More
what
mean-
I
than
said.
one.
I mean,
Killed
hold
multiple
on,
gods.
because I'm aware of extraterrestrial knowledge of past, but I'm curious about why you consider that in the current bounds of our game.
Oh no, that's out of character.
Yeah, I said as a player, she calls Sarah the God Killer.
Okay, as a player, okay.
It is her
I missed
D&D
that.
title.
Okay, so
Sarah the God Killer.
all right,
That is for sure.
so let's go with this. You have secondhand knowledge of the target.
Mhm.
You are not familiar. You don't even have first-hand knowledge because you have not met the person.
No.
So he has a +5 to his save. As like connection to him. Let's see, Poppy. Let's look at your inventory of stuff.
Yeah, because I don't really expand on my inventory much, but like
Maybe your
considering
first
like
magic item was from him.
Yeah, I was wondering
No.
if like a magic item was from him. I don't think he gave anything to you.
Only his lies.
only his
The
blood.
grief and trauma.
He gave you his blood. Can I use her blood?
No.
Why not?
Poppy's blood is not his blood. It's not how that works.
Oh.
You all right? So you don't have
Well, it-
you don't have a body part or the like. So you don't have any possession or garment from him because you have all this loot that you've gathered from Schulten here.
Show me a picture of him.
Can Poppy minor illusion?
Can you draw? Like, roll an art check or something?
Yeah,
anyone in
can
the
I
party
just
draw?
draw?
Like, can you describe him and, like, somebody draw him and then I have a likeness?
Make me a
Can I please?
Make me a dexterity
You
check.
know, in like Avatar where Sokka draws Appa.
It's gonna be entirely depending on this check. So please just make me a straight sleight of hand check. So someone gives you parchment and a pen or pencil. You just, all right. Can I draw his likeness? Okay, it's decent.
I'd recognize him on the street. If I saw him, maybe.
You don't know a lot of drows.
Yeah, so I'd recognize him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of drows, I gotta touch on another thing. Speaking of magic items, so it's decent enough. Like, okay, you have a very good idea of what to expect. The grumpiness, the seriousness is there. It's like, okay, so he'll have a -2 with his +5. So right now he's a +3 to save against the scrying. So mark off the charges as you cast this, and I'm just gonna roll a. No, you know what? I'm gonna roll a physical die.
But Theron is in our handouts. At least I see him there, so the rest of y'all can probably see him there. He's under the named NPC handouts.
Yeah, so you draw him. And he has a +3. Your spell save DC is what, 16? Yeah. He has a +3.
Seems like an awkward combination of weapons. He's probably off balance.
I'm not telling you. Your mic is not picking up. Oh. You cast Sending Focus for a bit. Your vision takes you into the mists. And normally there's a connection by now. You focus harder, just wandering through the mists. Your vision takes you, and it's just mist. You find no connection.
I look to Poppy and Lucy looks to Poppy and says, "I'm sorry, can't find him."
Thanks for trying.
Natural 20.
Well, we know he is somewhere between Vloggy and here.
Yes.
Vloggy and here.
So helpful.
Yeah, to be fair, he would have tracked Serum's route from the Vistani camp. So he's going to go there first and then eventually catch up to us.
Well, I'm willing to support you if you would like to sally forth and intercept him somewhere upon the road.
Thor became British for a little bit.
That aside, not that we care about him, debating our future plans.
Yes, please.
Didn't you guys start at 6?
Yeah.
Hey, fuck off.
We've gotten a lot
It's cool.
done, and we've had, like, good conversations.
Yeah, speaking of, somebody shut me up.
Okay, shut up. You have to listen.
So because it was brought up, who would have had Willow's items?
They might have just all been put in the bag of holding.
Okay.
If we're not gonna, like, I don't know if we're gonna deal with that grief yet.
That's fine. I'm just gonna remind you, Lucia, then, since you have the bag of holding of stuff, that at the image of this drow and talk of it reminded you of Willow. You remember that she had an item on her that you guys could potentially use.
Jazz. What does this do?
It was her spoon. I'm gonna remove the requires attunement because it was an early item.
What does it do?
It can cast Goodberry once a day. On the food that it's preparing.
Got it.
Just reminding you of it. And speaking of old characters, with all this talking, Davian walks over to Ferda, who I assume has been rather quiet as of late, and he'll say, "Now, miss, don't feel bad that the winery has fallen. It was just how things have played out. We've killed them. The winery is... As long as that gem or skull survives, the land will thrive. As far as I'm concerned, that gem is the winery. You have saved it.
It's a comfort you think so.
Ferda, right?
Yeah.
I feel I should return this to you then. A friend wanted me to pass this along. And he'll reach into his cloak and he'll pull out a sword. Lucia, and Irina would recognize this immediately as the sword that Aaron was given by the Marketall family. It's Raven Edge. He's like...
Tear streaks down her face.
Yeah. He'll take it out. It's a scimitar. He'll say, Your friend wanted me to pass a message. She fought valiantly to defend the winery. She hasn't fallen. She escaped with what remains of my small kin. I'm sure she's guarding them, keeping them safe. And she's given up the life of fighting and wanted to return this to the family. And I'm an old man. I don't swing my swords as well as I used to, and my idiot stepson is not going to fight for anything, so... Seeing that, like, all of you have been like, you want this sword, you want this item, this dagger, and just passing your things around like a white elephant gift. You'll say, you're like, perhaps this can be of some use to you and your friends. And just turns the sword over to you.
I will take it. Just tears streaming down my cheeks. And I just wrap Davian just in a hug.
Oh.
Whether he wants it or not. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you... So, for everybody, here's Raven Edge.
I was just about to ask. Ferda, who is this? Why does he strike you so on an emotional level?
In Vostholt, we almost lost one of our own. You don't know her, but the Martikov family saved her life. She became one of them.
Now, I'm not sure if Terexis will be interested in a sword, but I don't know. Just, it's there.
I will keep it safe.
Clarification.
Sure.
Say that family name again?
Martikov?
Martikov. Right. That's the dude in the winery and whatnot.
The Were-Raven family.
Am I forgetting that is the Were-Raven family, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just realized that, and I wasn't sure if I had that connection right. Yes. We're very close with them. Very. We're close with them.
So close, you just realized who they are.
Both of you are so close, you guys are like almost distant relatives at this point.
Do you know how many notes I have? How many names I have written down? Okay? Look here, you.
It's the family in the inn.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, them.
I was trying to remember who Owen was and where we got him originally. Now
Yeah, you got it. Erwin is the cook of
the cook. Right. Yep, I got it all connected now. Cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna back in character inquire further. She became part of the family, so she is not lost or dead. For the family is just...
They've taken her under their wing, so to speak. Literally, actually.
So you may yet see her again.
That's the hope, but she won't be joining us any further. It sounds like.
Yeah, Barovia was very hard on Aaron.
Back out of character. What was that? That was the player you had recently, or whenever to start, and that character died.
That's a different character.
Okay, so not the one you want vengeance for, and that's why you're pissed off at Strahd. That there's another. Did you guys have another somebody come in that died?
Right. Two of the original characters are no longer with the party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, two. I only knew the one, so okay. Cool.
And then
thanks. Awesome.
We lost Aaron.
Okay. I'm just trying to get things straight.
So you understand why we had such a large debt to repay?
We as well owe a certain debt that we have been trying to manage, but probably not the same level of debt to the Markov family and those others of relation to them. But it was not long ago in our investigations that we realized their friendliness and have since come to in even grounds with them. Though we were not aware that you had family that had recently become their kin.
The curse of lycanthropy is not one we pass on kindly. It was only under severe circumstances to save her life.
being in no way related to them or anything, I understand what you mean, and I appreciate your acceptance of her into your gathering. Your murder, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We're ravens, not crows.
Ravens are
Immediate
called a
insult.
murder.
Are they? Okay.
Too.
Are they? I thought it was just crows. Okay. I take it back.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
You're wrong about that. A group of ravens is called an unkindness or a conspiracy.
Haha.
Just like,
You.
fact check.
Fuck, you're right. Oh,
know.
shit.
Welcome to the
So immediate
unkindness.
insult.
And unkindness, right? That's why I loved them both so much. It's an unkindness and a murder. God damn it. You're
Let's
right.
call it a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the conspiracy.
You'll fit right in.
That'd be Vale's dream.
Oh, no, it's all facts and truth, and I'm aware of it. You aren't.
Alright. Gather around, children. So, what do we want to do for next time? Because it's already 9:30. I would like to get some kind of planning for what we want to do now at this point. Because items have been divvied up, treasure has been given out.
So, one important thing for me is I would like to very clearly establish what our communication method is going to be. Or / if we are going to have a communication method as a party to party. Because I know, like, I think we have a Sending Stone of Swords. I think you guys have a Sending Stone of Swords. I think one of you has Sending the Spell. And I know we have a common, like, acquaintance, the Dark Elf monster part shop owner that I'm blanking on her name right now. I love her very much. But
To pass communications.
Poppy, where you work, yeah, to like pass messages and communication and
Anya.
whatnot.
The name you're looking for is Anya.
Right.
And she's a
Right.
half elf, she's not a dark elf.
Right. I suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Half elf, half Vistani.
Right. It's all
He's having a hard
coming to
time.
me. It's all coming to me.
Communication. Just stop. Just stop, Corey. We got this. We understand finding communication. Don't hurt yourself anymore, honey.
Don't make me come over there.
Giggity.
Zoe, what were you saying?
Nope. I just might have been mumbling to myself. I do that. I don't have anything to contribute.
I mean,
So, I'm judge ruling this a little bit. Okay. Line of communication must be had, it seems like. I know by players we have sending from Lucius Tome of Strahd. You can send as well from Cleric
Who
Spells.
is you?
Jessica, raise her hand. So Irina could also cast sending. You have... What's another way you guys can communicate? Aside from, like, requesting...
I mean, kind of overriding any sort of ulterior options, plans, whatever, and secret whatever. Like, I think we're both in possession of a Sending Stone.
Yeah.
So we could pair those, I think.
Let's pair
I'm
our
not sure how all that
walkie-talkies.
goes. Well, I think there's a little more to it than just saying these are now paired. Because you guys also have that link to somebody else, I think.
Yeah.
that
it
may
would-
affect what you guys are doing?
Quick question.
Yes.
well,
Didn't one of the magic items allow its user to have telepathy?
Oh,
I don't know what the range on that is.
oh, the eye of the aboleth.
Telepathy is limited.
Yeah, that's a range thing, like 30 feet.
I think. 30 feet.
Yeah. Long distance communication would have to resort to spells effectively, or since you guys are so good friends with the Marketovs,
We can talk to the ravens.
Messenger ravens.
I like that idea.
messenger ravens.
Let's get in on this conspiracy.
You guys bring up this idea to Davian, and Davian's like, yeah, if you need ravens, I'll inform ravens. If you need to have them communicate, they will pass communications if you need them to.
Huh. Yeah, see, I wanted to broach that as an option, but also, like, we're not welcome in town for me to go to the bar to have that conversation. But
First
this
off,
is
the
more
ravens
convenient.
are everywhere. But Lucia, do you actually have the sending stone?
No, you took them. But you stole them.
I only have one, but y'all know who you can get the sending stone from, right? If we wanted to use a sending stone route.
Yeah, we would have to get in contact with them, so you'd have to contact them and get the sending stone.
But they're friendly.
No, not particularly. They only listened to me because I intimidated them.
See, we made friends.
I don't make friends. I make bodies.
Uh-huh.
Charles just gives a huge thumbs up.
Okay, so if I can get a hold of the sending stone, I can send it by a raven. We'll have multiple forms of communication.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideas. Thank you.
For the time being, who shall I hang out with?
Where do I go?
Because I would love to get vengeance against those goddamn druids.
Well, as far as I understand, your group's next plan is to seek out Irina's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Totally understand.
Evening.
Our next plan. Wait, right, evening.
Yeah, you guys have.
I don't know.
You guys have the afternoon and early evening until sundown to handle your side quests and things that you guys never got a chance to get to, and then we'll continue main campaign stuff.
So what are our side quest options?
Right.
The
Yeah.
druid.
Right.
The druids sound like they need to be taken care of, and Poppy's issue sounds like it needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Were either of those side quests?
If we go to Discord and scroll up in the scheduling, you'll see a picture of 4 options that I am more or less ready to tackle, because these are things that you guys are interested in some fashion.
Okay, so I've had a number of discussions about wanting to do the bone grinder, and I think Poppy, you expressed interest. Zoe, you didn't say no. You also didn't
said
say
yes.
yes.
I totally said yes.
And
You did a lot of responding with like smiles and gifts and whatnot.
That's a yes.
But I'm
That's a
just
yes.
making sure.
I'm saying
All
yes
right,
now.
Poppy, you definitely said, "Yeah, I'm on board."
Yeah,
we
that
need
was
to hear
originally
from-
the one I wanted the most. Although the Yesterhill dealing with the druids, I feel like I'm a little more invested in at the moment.
I completely agree. That is not in the 4 options for side quests.
It is.
This
What?
Scroll up.
Raid!
it's on the map now. You guys can look at the map.
Thank you.
Oh, Harrow of Yesterhill. Oh, fuck. I just connected that.
I know that for Beneath Old Bone Grinder, we wanted to have all 3 warlocks. So if I'm not sure about Jace's schedule.
Here's the thing I want to chime in on this is I would really like to give preference to Matt and Bobby, who've been missing all of winter, because I would really like to get them in on what they want to do.
Fair enough. I'll be quiet.
So Matt, a lot of the noisy ones have been talking a lot, so we're just going to tell Corey to shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
I want to go to the mountain. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Here's where I'll say, like, here are some possible ties into why you guys might want to approach these things for your afternoon venture. Yesterhill is pretty much the follow-up of the winery, and Davian really wants to go do it. So I'm just going to move his token over to there. Boop. That's how we're going to do this. We're just going to put tokens where we want to go. Madness on the Mountain, you guys have the staff and spellbook of the Mad Mage. And that already, like, gives you enough of a drive to, like, what if we find a Mad Mage and return his stuff to him? Maybe new ally or who knows what. So that is a route to take.
I just thought it was one of the goddesses or whatever. Like, we already went to the swamp, and there was one other spot. I don't remember. But that's like one of the goddesses of the story is that there's one of the mountains that's like magic.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I'm just saying, like, as I did with the other arcs, I'm just going to tell you, like, the context of what they pertain, so you guys can kind of choose a little bit of what you guys want to do. Harrow of Yesterhill. We attack the druids back and get vengeance for the winery, deal with the blight and corruption that's going on there, and where the fuck is happening to Keskion. Because Keskion is being, like, with further evidence, like, those roots are growing in her arm. And on occasion, like, Keskion does, like, wake up, like, ah, and then faints again from just the shock of it. Only because Tim is not here. So Madness on the Mountain is primarily focusing on the Mad Mage, with some little bits of the three ladies kind of thing. Then Yesterhill also deals with the kind of the three ladies, as well as, like, it is a holy ground for them, and they were after the gems. What are they doing with the gems? What's their goal eventually? Beneath Old Bone Grinder, I would just say at this point, it's with traveling with the Vistani and things, there would have been, like, you know, word of mouth that you would have heard that, like, oh, cool. Both groups have dealt with the Old Bone Grinder in, like, cool, we want to stop the hags from taking kids and whatnot. And for the most part, you guys have put a stop to that. In traveling through with Vistani, and maybe in passing of when Serafina was in Vallaki to get your Aboleth gear, word of mouth eventually reached your ears that kids are disappearing again. But not by, like, you know, old lady with a cart of meat pies or anything like that. They're just disappearing. And something in Vallaki, like the children from Vallaki are disappearing. So Old Bone Grinder will start in Vallaki, and eventually we'll get to Old Bone Grinder for a thing. Vengeance in Vallaki is a different thing. It's nothing, like, immediately relevant to what you guys have currently been discussing and are interested in. So, like, I'm cool with holding off on Velaki, Vengeance and Velaki stuff. But like, if you wish to do like a good old haunt, Vengeance and Velaki is that, because old blood does not wash away so easy, and there are people that want vengeance for what's been done to them, primarily Nexus Dominarium. But those are the 4 options of mini arcs that I have like mostly prepared to just like kind of start off if we want to like go off on those things. If we're doing Madness on the Mountain, Jack, I would really like you to be part of that.
I would not mind doing Madness on the Mountain
that was
either.
originally the idea of you being a guest player, was for that. And I'm like, oh well, Jack, do you want to do monster hunts? Make an NPC character. So
I love.
So yeah. If you guys wish to just like easily just, I want to do this and this is what you're interested in, just put your token on the thing that you want to do. But at this point, that's my 2 cents. Feel free to discuss how you guys want to plan this out. And I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be like you guys get this one afternoon adventure, and then it's back to evening, and then we break camp. Because, well, camping during the day is probably the safest time to do so. Camping at night in the middle of the woods is not a great place. So
We have Liam's tiny hut, both Bryn and I.
you do.
So we
you
can
do.
camp whenever we really want.
You do. But Lucia, you and your group have evening plans to go up the mountain.
That is true. We are going up.
So that is your time crunch.
I'm a huge fan of Madness on the Mountain. However, I feel like I have done enough calling out to my fellow warlocks and Poppy at this point. And as much as I was on board with Bone Grinder, I think the Druid Hill, now that I'm aware of that being an option, is a more pressing concern. So
I get it.
I won't be offended.
I'm moving Jack there anyway.
I'll be wholeheartedly offended.
Hey, my token's on the board.
look,
There's not a way we can do both, is there?
I'm mainly saying Zoe, Lucia, Poppy, what are we doing? Because I'm getting the warlocks together for an adventure one way or another. And Poppy, you've kind of thrown your lot in unless you change it at this point, which is fine. But if you don't, then you're kind of stuck with us kind of thing.
I'm not a warlock.
I know you're not, but like when we were talking about the Bone Grinder, you were like, I'm all on board on that. So I was like, all right, the 3 warlocks, regardless of what the hell the warlocks say, and Poppy, we're now a thing. We're doing a thing.
I'll say the hardest part of having the 3 warlocks. Actually, no. It's just Jace's schedule is a lot of bullshit.
I mean, she's in fucking Hawaii and
it's work.
Pilot, so
Yeah.
I get it.
It's not even just the time difference. Yeah, it's the work schedule.
Yeah,
Like she had,
not surprised at all.
like she had free today, and then like last second was like, nope, can't make it. So her schedule's all wonky. I know Sarah's work schedule on weekends is also a little wonky because, yay.
I mean, my schedule overall, but I can request off for my job, and my managers are usually pretty great about it.
How much ahead time do you need?
Preferably at least 2 weeks.
Okay. So like, the 3 warlocks is still doable, and I know you guys really want to do Bone Grinder because Terexis is all down for Bone Grinder. She really wants to do that.
Yeah, but we all talked about that as far as like the last 4 was set up, and I think I'm curious to see what her opinions are now that the other two have been added. Especially the hill, because I don't think that was an original thing.
Yeah, because she might want to follow up on that, because she was at the winery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like those that were at the winery and or, me at least, is much more interested in that aspect, because I don't know if y'all noticed, I know it was super subtle, but my rambling about like the goddesses and my conspiracy theories and the shit that was going on, like I'm pretty interested in that. So I know you didn't pick up on that. I know I didn't make that
Your rambling
obvious.
is obviously subtle, Corey. So subtle.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I could be more obvious about it, but I don't want to. Like, I
I
gotta keep
didn't
it
know that
super
you
under
were
the radar.
interested in the lore of Barovia. Like, I was so unaware. Wow. My gosh.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
So it's 9:50. I'm not saying we need a definite answer, but at least we've started a conversation of like these are now the avenues to take. By Matt.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
These are now the options and avenues to take. I would like to encourage you guys to be more active in Discord to communicate this whole thing. Mainly a reason I had this happen instead of some mini arc that I don't know which one is going to happen, because a lot of scheduling was all over the place. It's like, fuck it. 80% of you are free. We're having a powwow for lunch. We're doing that because, God, what are you guys doing? I don't know. Because it's a little frustrating when I'm like, to me, it's like a bulletin board. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, pull one if you're interested. And you guys just walk up and like, that's cool. You just walk away. Like, I don't know if you people are interested or not. There needs to be active discussion, and that's what I'm trying to encourage with this whole thing. So yeah, I see that there's a big interest in Yester Hill. Madness on the Mountain is also a thing because it was the most popular choice before.
Super curious.
Yep.
The mountains.
And I will say, like, these locations can also just be revisited later.
Cool.
Like, there's nothing pressing on we gotta do one or the other. Dealing, like, winery was going to happen on its own in the background anyway. It just, now that we came to it, the events happened, and we didn't fully complete it, but, like, time ran out with the two-parter, and that's just what we got. So, with that, we have the knowledge of, Yester Hill now makes sense, because going there before winery doesn't really make sense, and would be very dangerous, because you guys don't know what you guys are walking into. Madness on the Mountain, you guys knew about the Mad Mage forever ago, and now you guys got stuff and actual probable cause to go investigate the mountain and find a Mad Mage and see what his whole shtick is. Beneath Old Bone Grinder, if you want to rebury that dead horse, go for it. Because, man, do I have ways to bring back that old haunt in very creative ways.
Exhume the horse, bury the horse. Exhume the horse, bury the horse.
Kick it before you bury it.
I'd rather ride the horse, thank you.
No, it's dead. Like, you gotta kick the dead horse.
It's undead.
To bury a horse.
Not the riding you want, Corey. Not of it.
Look, none of y'all understand the ride I want.
Okay. So here's where I'm gonna end off. Do any final comments or questions from anybody as players or as characters?
I'm just gonna mention I took this time to attune to the Ring of Protection.
Which one? Oh, the
one that Strahd gave us.
Got it.
That seemed like a good idea.
All right. I'll just go down the order because I can't tell. Amy, any follow-up final words or comments?
Need to use my hit dice.
Please, at this point, please roll for your short rest, because, well, in this fashion of, well, no, don't worry about hit dice, because in the fashion of doing the mini arcs, I top you guys off anyway, because I'm treating it like a separate thing. So this day is...
Does that include raid?
Just for health and spell slots. Are you out of rage?
Because I'm raged. I am out of rage.
Actually, I think I topped off everyone every single time. So yeah, just long rest for the short rest. So that's fine. We're gonna top off at the beginning of the thing anyway.
Thank you.
Because that's what I've done with the previous mini arcs. That's what I'll do continuing on. So that's you. Jessica, you said the ring. Is there anything else you want following up? Concerns, wants?
And that's about it.
Cool. Corey?
No?
Wow. Matt?
I mean, yes, but we'll leave it.
Matt? Do you know what Bobby would be interested in?
Probably the druids.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Is the druids.
I am. I'm gonna have a follow-up, like a little tiny discussion here as my stinger. And Anna, anything?
Jack, real fast. The longest word in the English language is pneumona ultramicroscopic silicon volcanoconiosis. That's how you pronounce it.
It's so long it went in one ear and out the other. I've already forgotten it.
Floss your brain with it.
Yeah, just I can't keep it all inside the head at the same time.
Do that. Say that 25 times.
45.
And
45 letters long.
Yeah. Say that 25 times, and that's the longest sending that you could possibly do. Zoe, any follow-up, final comments?
No.
Okay. Sarah.
Only we need to discuss later Poppy's inventory. And I want to take the goggles of night and affix them with the kitsune mask, so that it's like the eyes of the mask.
Sure. That's fun. Sure.
It's just a stylistic thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It ornates kitsune mask with like steampunk goggles on top of it.
I was thinking the lens of the goggles on the inside of the mask, so when I'm wearing the mask, I'm looking through the lenses.
Got it. Like a ski mask kind of thing. Or snorkel. Jack, any final comments, concerns, thoughts?
We'll meet eventually. Don't worry, it'll happen.
Sweet. And I will say this little prod for mainly Corey, since you were the only one to find out about this. And unfortunately, Bobby's not here, but you know what? You can absolutely talk to Matt about this, because, you know, technically Bobby was here. So when are you gonna?
I will.
When are you gonna share the knowledge about what you've learned?
I mean, it's relying on Bobby being here for her to rebuttal.
That's probably good.
But I guess for everybody's sakes here, in case it matters, hey, Bobby is half Vistani. Bren is half Vistani. Just so you guys know. I'm not sure the full scope of what that means, but yeah.
Pretty neat. It's pretty cool.
Good reaction. Well, it has been a pleasure. Well, thank you for staying at Camp Barovia. You may leave before sunset, grab your luncheons, and go to the designated zones of your afternoon activities, camp attendees.
Get your name tag.
Yeah, get your name tag. And if you have any questions, please see any of your vampire camp counselors, and they will guide you to whatever help you need.
Giggity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terexis, are we saying ominous dominus cool good sesh at this point?
Yeah.